Yeah, hello everybody. How are we all doing? One second, guys. All right, welcome. Let me tweet out that we are live. We got a bumble. What up? We got a bumble. Hello. Sorry, I'm reading my ex. What's up? What's up, PB and Ray, Jammy, Only, Oprah, JB. Good morning. NepentheZ, I know a bit off topic, but did you know that you can use World Tour Silver Superstars in Evos now? Didn't hear you mention it. I hadn't really paid attention to it, if I'm being quite honest, mate. But that's cool. It's about time, isn't it? It's about time. It's about time. We are live. Welcome. The footy's content is so slow at the moment. Yeah, it's not been super fast, to be fair. I think I might have some packs to build and rip today. Let's have a little look-see. Bram bam bam bam. Bram bam bam bam. Yeah, babe. Okay. Thanks. Continuing the pursuit of buying one of every limited for Sorare 27. I need to update my link from Sorare 26. Twitch.tv/NepentheZ. And let me get my YouTube linky-d. Connected to viewer activity. And then do you think there is much to the Vinny link? I mean, if Ornstein is messaging it, then yes, definitely. There's no way he would do it just for clicks or whatever. He's not that kind of guy. Did I end up making profit from the MFL Nations Cup? Has it been like divvied out? Just give me 1 second anyway, guys. Let me sort myself out here, and then I can give attention to the chat, because at the moment I'm not doing that. Let's post that, and then yeah, it's been given out. Okay, how do you know what you got? Where does it say? Is it in inventory? In your Dapper wallet? I don't know how much I had in my Dapper wallet. What's up, Apple Pal? Oh, nice. I picked up about $110. That's pretty cool. How much did I spend? I spent some MFL rather than dollars. I definitely didn't make profit. That is for damn sure. You're addicted to Sorare 27, mate. You and me both, bro. Look. I've probably opened about 100 wheel spins. I'm at nearly 700 wheel spins. Do you know what I'm finding really cool at the moment? I'm winning 1 out of like every 4 auctions. And I'm getting... You got 3 different payments. 1 for players who played in the cup, 1 for your shares, and 1 for the rally. Gotcha. So I only got 2 payments, because I guess I didn't do one of those 3 things. Yeah, there's just no point me opening these now, like doing the wheel spins now, because I don't have any space for the ticket things. Another Sorare stream. You better get used to it. You better get used. Oh, I've already done all the daily stuff apart from the daily stuff. Okay, that's too bad. Never mind. Yeah, let me take you through where I'm at. Okay. So first of all, Lokomotiva Zagreb. I'm missing one player, but he's not on the market. So I don't know how Sorare are going to deal with that, but that's quite annoying. Slaven. He's not on the market. He's not on the market. Otherwise, I've got everyone. Gorica. Sorry if I'm butchering these names. He's on the market, but two things. Number one, that's his one-of that somebody has bought. He's no longer at the club. He's no longer on the market. And there's no point me buying that one because for me to complete the collection missions, I need them to be first owner. Same for him. And oh, he's on the market. Okay, so we can try and pick this Donny up. All by myself. We'll do one more bit on him. There we go. How am I finding the prices on Contender? Like, I'm not really paying much attention to it, mate, to be honest. So long as I'm not overpaying. Like, what the thing that I've kind of just encouraged myself to do is if the player's not at a price where I'm enjoying it, don't go for it, right? So in Hajduk, for example, like the goalkeeper, see how he's been down in the £19 range and now he's up at the £30 range. I'm here at 26. I'd be happy at 26. I'm not going more than that. This guy's not on the market. This guy's not on the market. This guy I'm winning. This guy is more than, you know, he was up there at £7, loads of them, but he's been down at £5. So I'd like to find him somewhere in between there. So I'm trying to like I'm obviously fully aware that eventually these cards will also come down, and I'm not going out of my way now that I've got loads of teams, I've got loads of capability to already play. You know, those first few streaks I can already take care of. It's one of those ones where it's like I'm in no rush. So the Croatian league, we're doing pretty good. The other thing that's quite annoying about the way that Sorare have got the system is that I can't claim these rewards. I mean, the players I can claim. I'll probably do that for a video though. I haven't got 305 cards yet. I've got, how many have I got? 279. So I'm nearly at the second card, but I can't claim these ones for the Austrian Bundesliga because I don't have any space for the clues. And there's no point me crafting anything right now because there's nothing in crafts that I want. Wouldn't it be better to just claim the cards to avoid the duplicate potentially? Yeah, for the cards, for sure, yeah. It was more about like I wanted to save the cards for a video, but we can claim one right now. See what we get. You've won a card. Error. No player available to pick. Well, I guess I haven't met. Did Sorare not expect people to get this far up? It's quick. I don't know. Then when it comes to the Austrian Bundesliga, yeah, I've outpaced Sorare. I can imagine they didn't expect anyone to get up there that quick. I know it's early Sorare 27, but we don't know what Sorare will be doing for the European leagues. I think there's been some murmurs. There'll be some boards and such. I had that on, when I tried opening a pack on set. I logged out and logged back in and it worked. Let me just refresh then. Let's see if refreshing works. Need SBC storage for clues. Wait, like I do think it's something that. No, it says nothing there again. I do think it's something that Sorare should address. You know, even if the clues. I don't know. I don't like. I should. Well, I suppose what I'd like to be able to do is go and like save these and just go and claim the essence ones. How much have I spent so far? About £1,300 so far. And for it, I've got almost the full Croatian league, almost the full Austrian Bundesliga, and a whole chunk of the SPFL, which isn't so bad. Obviously, we're going to have to do, not have to, we're going to get to do, choose to do, want to do. So done that, working on that, almost done that. Portuguese league. Today, but when does the Eredivisie come out? 1 day, 2 hours. Basically, today I want to have the bulk of everything done from the 4 leagues that have been there, because it's been a nightmare getting these cards. It's taken me so long to do it, so long. And it's because I've only decided to start doing this like 2 days ago. So as soon as the Eredivisie comes out, I can start going through and trying to pick up those like bottom cards and kind of like do it a bit better. But like obviously we're still going to do Eredivisie, the Belgian League, the Bundesliga 2, the French League 2, which should be a bit easier. I'm not going to do J League, Championship, and then the 4 big leagues. And that's probably, I reckon I've got enough in the wallet to do everything up to the 4 big leagues. And that's when I think I'll have to end up depositing again. I like the trick in Contender with the classic in-season cards. Will likely be on streak 3 before it starts. Yeah, I had a really bad start, actually, on my Contender lineup. Simoni got an error led to goal. Brunetta as captain did well. Cuesta not so good. Balaud not so good. Rasmussen needs to hit 95 points for me. He's only got 7% card bonus because obviously no rare scarcity. So, I mean, it's a favourable matchup, I believe, for them. But, yeah, he's going to have to hit like around like, what, 88, 89 raw points for me to get through this first stage right here. How much have you estimated this to cost? I honestly don't know. It depends on 2 things. Number one, how eager am I to buy the players immediately? And the answer to that is not so far, not very eager. Because, you know, when let's take the Croatian League or even the SPFL, for example. In the SPFL, I now have the Dundee set. Okay, I need the goalkeeper. I've got enough here to run that first one. I've got enough here. I've got enough here. I've got enough here and here. Like, I don't have Celtic and Rangers at all. I don't need them to get through those first few streaks. I can wait until the 2nd or 3rd week before I go and get the, the 2nd and 3rd, sorry, the Rangers and Hearts players and the expensive players. And hopefully the more expensive players like a Tierney will be down in value because like people have had their fill with them, for example, you know. He's at 35 now. If he comes down even if he comes down to like 27, 26, that's almost like £10 saved on one player. That will buy me 6 or 7 DMP players, you know, for that saving cost. So the estimated cost, it's like the only way I can know, I can't know. I don't know. I don't know what players are going to cost, right? The only thing I do know is that last year I spent £32,000 at the start of the game at Sorare 26. About 3 weeks into Sorare 26, I could have got the exact same group of players for about like £16,000 or £15,000. So literally almost half price. I want to make sure I remember that because, okay, the market this year is not going to be the same as the market last year because of anytime entry and the difference in competitions being split and such. But I want to make sure that I'm not overspending on players, basically. I think buying the cheap players and just farming the early essences in the hope to craft some of the big cards works well. Well, so here's the other thing about crafting, right? I've currently got 10,000 limited essence. Most of it is All-Star. Some of it is MLS. Here's all the pickups of it. So I won 1,100 MLS 2 days ago. Which essence does it take? Oh, so is this the one it's taking? Oh, so essence earning history, oldest first. Each draw removes your oldest 1,000. So this is the stuff that comes first, is it? Oh no, is this the stuff that comes out first? Or is this... Oh, so this is what it would take. Is it showing me what it would take? Yo, what's up, Freeman lad? How you doing, brother? Sorry, I've missed some subs in here as well. Jesus Christ. Mr. Wobbles, thank you very much for the 9 months, man. Good morning to you. Brandez, thank you for the 36 months, man. 3 years. That's very, very generous. And another 3 years. Apple 22 with the 36 months. Been waiting for these So Rare streams. We're back, baby. We're back. Chazza, thank you for the 2 months. Loving So Rare. You and me both. Pierre, 11 months, nearly at that year. Are you mainly planning to buy the collection pieces now and wait with the big ones, or you just buy everyone now? It's a bit of a mix, as you can see here. It's a bit of a mix. Like I'm definitely getting the cheap players, the DMPs, because for £1.69 can't go wrong. Fabe, thank you for the 46 months, nearly 4 years there. Kyle, thank you for the 31 months. Much appreciated over on X there, guys. Sorry, X, Twitch. And then Michael on YouTube. Thank you very much for becoming a member. I do need to set up some member benefits and stuff, but I'm just too lazy. And so, yeah, I didn't know that this thing is here, that it tells you what the next essence is. I got 1,650 essence before it consumes my MLS essence. And so one of the things that I want to do is, like, when it comes to me consuming my MLS essence, that's when I want to put in that's when I want to wash it, basically, and go and put it into arena classic arena, 10-man lobby arena classic arenas. But the other thing to consider is, and this is what I was going to get at before, so I have won some more MLS. Maybe I shouldn't have claimed that. The other thing to consider is, by the time I'm done, I will have somewhere in the region of like 4,000 to 7,000 wheel spins. That is going to be a lot of clues, XP, market credits, and essence. Which obviously, if I can utilize that well enough, you know, that all-star essence could be huge. If I can utilize that well enough, I could like honestly just like make a good chunk back in terms of what I've spent. Not a significant portion. See, highest rank. What's the third one? The third one's where I'm not maxed out. There you go. It's already clues. Country clue. I think I'm maxed out on country clues. There's 100 essence. There's another country clue. We'll go for 1 golden spin. 4 highest rank clues. I think I've already got that. 4 more country clues. I think that's maxed out. Best 5, is it? There's 50 essence. So I want the best 5 clues. Otherwise, it's pointless. There's another 200 essence. Another. I don't mind that sort of stuff. Come on, give me jackpot, baby. Give me jackpot. 10 country clues. See, and that's just like a golden spin wasted. And then, as I said before, there's no point me crafting a card. I didn't. How long has this balance sheet been here? That is fascinating. Because I am tempted to do 3 crafts and just get rid of that MLS essence. It has been recent, is it? I got $40 MLS star from the Golden Wheel earlier. Did you actually? That's pretty sick. 7,000 wheel spin. Surely you get at least 1 star player from the Golden Spin. You'd like to hope so. What is the end goal of this, by the way? The end goal is to own 1 of every player and then sit here all day, every day, farming streaks. I thought they were letting you go over the max. Unless it's like hidden. It's not letting me go over the max. What league or club would you recommend that could get an entire club and it be cheap and good potential return? It's just an impossible question to answer. Do 3 crafts now, use all the clues, and you can spin again. Like the problem is, look, I'll do one craft because we're degens. The problem is, there's nothing in the pool that I care for. I don't care for MLS players. Highest rank is 3-star. I suppose it's not too bad. What are we probably looking at? Brazil MLS? Messi, surely. Well, Messi... Nah, even Messi... How much is Messi worth? Dog goes woof woof. Thank you very much for the prime. That Thief, thank you very much for the super chat, brother. Hello, Nep. I've been following you for a while and I want to start Sorare, but I don't have those 32k you said you spent. Any advice for starting? Play Set. It is free to play. It is entirely free. Go and play that and learn the game. Use exclamation mark Sorare to sign up as well to get your welcome bonus. Brazil K-League. Nah, I mean, there's a lot of tragic Brazilian K-League players now. Probably is for MLS as well. I'm drawn to the Brazil MLS. Felipe Andrade. Let's see what the Brazil K-League player was. Oh, he was the 3-star. But here's the thing: what's his value at? Probably like £1. Yeah, like literally, if I wanted to sell him, it would be £2. I'm not saying Andrade is better. He's probably not. He's probably the same or worse. Yeah, about the same. £1.79. So it was 6 and 2 3s right there. Wait, you spent 32,000 on this? No. Just last year. That was just for Sorare 26. Hey, at least I didn't spend it on FC points. You know? Right, so now we can do 10 spins here. One country clue. So we've got 9 spare there, a bit more essence. One highest rank clue, we've got 9 spare there. Another highest rank clue, 8 spare there. 6 spare highest rank clues. Oh no, wait, is the highest rank the third one? No, that's the... Yeah, it might be actually. Oh, that's the first time we've got XP. Now and there again. We're getting no... Oh, I spoke it into existence, haven't I? We're getting no market credits. That's what I want. That's what I want the most. Highest rank is the 4th. I spent 13k on Sorare 26, hoping to not spend more than 9k this year. How well did you do for like your ROI, Kyle? Top 5 is the 3rd one. Okay. We'll do one more set, and then we're going to go back into buying. Never mind. Did your clue stay at 50? No, they came down. So there's no there's no overcarry for sure. What was my ROI last year? Sorare. It like overall, I returned about like 60%, 65%. It could easily have been 130, 140% had I not made a couple of blinding mistakes. And this is where we get the learning process for this year. I overspent significantly last year. The players that I got for the 32,000 I spent, I could have got for around 20,000 or less just a few weeks later. So lessons have been learned. We're taking that into this year, and we'll go from there. I hope you're well. My strategy is shifting from limited to rare, mainly Portuguese league. Since I'm Portuguese, do you think it's a good strategy? I don't think rare is worthwhile personally, which is why I've committed to. It's why I've committed to limited, like 100%. Oh damn, we're getting some good goods here. One competition clue. Right, last golden spin, then we're going to go and spend some money. 100 essence. Just give me the market creditos. How many cards did the £84 free credits cover for you? Probably like 100. Finally, Leon shirt is on the washing machine. What do you mean? Skate. Actually love this strategy. Going to be so exciting once all the leagues are back playing. Well, that's the thing. The thing that's going to be really difficult. So somebody said to me the other day, they was like, or yesterday, so somebody tweeted me like, what a waste. Like, you're just going to have so many players left over to be able to, that you can't do anything with. And I thought, like, maybe, and I already have loads of players left over anyway that I can't do anything with. But one of the best parts of set is having access to everything and then your decisions being what's important rather than sitting there going, well, if I just had a Lamine Yamal, I'd have done it. You wore a Leon shirt for like 3 days, lol. For 1 day, yeah. Not to dwell on the negative, is that your biggest takeaway or lesson from last year? Or what you feel your biggest mistake was? I'm genuinely interested in hearing your top retrospective view. So I made loads of mistakes last year, man, Mr. Bojangles. That was one of them. I think I'm going to say this now, and I'm doing the same mistake again this year to a degree. One of my other biggest mistakes last year was owning cards from leagues I just didn't know anything or care about. And the reason why that's different this year to do the same thing is because of anytime entry. This year, I don't need to know a goddamn thing about Dundee or Rangers to see the lineup and know that I've got the cards to put in here, and then I could just pick the best five, right? Last year, for example, I kept playing Tavernier, even though he wasn't set to start all the time and he had a fallout with the manager or whatever. Like, and I kept playing him because in my head I'm like, yeah, he's a 100-point player, and I just kept playing him. Last year, I bought Danilo from Rangers. He got injured. I didn't buy another Rangers striker. I can't remember who the main guy for them was, and I didn't buy Shankland. I just kept using the other really trash bag guy that I had. And it's like, now this year with owning everything, I won't need to buy again. I like, if someone gets injured, I don't care. I know I've got the other player, right? And so some of the biggest mistakes last year, buying too early, getting caught. Do you know what one of my biggest mistakes was? Getting caught up in the market opportunities. Man, I would spend 30 or 40 pounds on guys that were worth, like, you know, you'd fill up your basket with 5 players to unlock whatever the market bonus was for like £28, let's say. And then you'd get the market opportunity, which might have been some Essence, or it might have been some Will Spins, or it might have been a free player or something like that. But the actual value of those players that I've just spent £28 on was probably about like £4. So I've wasted £24. And with that £24, I could have gone and bought loads more players, or I could have just spent loads less money. So I think there's a lot of lessons learned from last year, and I'm trying to take that into consideration for this year. And one of the lessons that I learned was so limited last year, for example, guys, right? Limited, I made profit on limited last year. That website, I know it's not 100% accurate, but it gave the breakdown of how much cash I made off of limited, how much I spent on limited. It was rare and super rare specifically that I just absolutely wiped with last year. And so I'm now looking at limited thinking, yeah, what's the point of playing rare? I'm not gaining anything out of playing rare now. There's the leaderboards, no. There's the arena, but streaks are here. And yes, there's an argument to be made that instead of $1,500, or let's say instead of $500 here, I can get $1,000 if I have a full rare setup. But I'd rather not. I would rather not. You should already submit your Portugal lineups. The cards are still in season. Do you think they're going to allow that to happen, though? Or do you think that they're going to... do you think that they're going to remove that? Is who's going to start for Benfica? Trubin. I reckon they'll force people to restart. I don't think they'll allow them to use classics. What website was that? I can't remember. Somebody in the chat will know for you. Trading methods. I can't remember. Arrowsness. Don't question what's this anytime play thing. So basically, when a lineup, like basically you can enter your lineups in Pro, which is the hot streaks, at any time. Anytime. So once the lineup's out, let's say you're an SPFL fan and you're a massive Rangers fan and you've bought all their cards, you can wait for their lineup to be released and then you can go and set your lineup. Whereas in the leaderboards, and in fact we probably have a great example of it in the arena area, you're banking on the fact that you're hoping that they're starting. And I had a few DMPs. Oh, I didn't actually. Oh damn. Oh damn. Yeah, so for example, like Leuven didn't start, or Daz didn't start. They both got subbed on. Lewandowski didn't start. He got subbed on. And it's like, it's one of those ones where it's like, even there, Leuven, he got subbed on. Thank God we ended up hitting the streak point anyway. And it's like, you can't guarantee them to start, which for me, I don't understand why people would play this more than anything else. Sorare IQ is the one that you were talking, but you need to ask for the CSV. It needs to ask for the CSV data. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Do you think streaks are better than leaderboards, even with a lower budget, like 500 euros? I think for 500 euros, I think you'd be fine. Like, for example, I've spent about 1,100 euros. I've got all of the wheel spins still to go. I've got 10,000 essence off the back of what I've done so far. And I've got almost all of the Croatian League, the Bundesliga, and like half of the SPFL. Now, that doesn't include all of the superstar players, but that includes a load of guff that you do not need to buy. I think for 500 euros, you could be reasonably competitive in like SPFL, Portuguese League, and Eredivisie, just not with the star players. If you then consider your classics, if you have them or would want to get them, then all of a sudden I think again it like there's just so much more value. Like if we look at the Portuguese league, whoever I do end up putting in, like if these are all become classics, and let's say Pedro Gonçalves does not go to Saudi and he stays and he's lined up for that first game, I could just put my classic Pedro in here. Now all of a sudden, even if I've got 4 other players from like not necessarily Estoril, but from one of the mid-table teams or Braga if they get the license for them or whatever, all of a sudden I can sit here and be like, yeah, nice, I get a 15% bonus on my reward here and I don't have to buy an in-season. What a big dub that is. So I think a 500 euro budget, you can vault Pedro. Sadly, he goes. I still won't vault him even if he goes to Saudi, because for the AFC, I think there's some value there. I think you're underestimating Rare, especially if the demand for Rare continues to be significantly lower than for Limiteds. So, yeah, maybe, Laun. For the purposes of what I'm doing, if we take the... Maybe I'll buy into Rare as we go and as I earn, right? Maybe. Because how fun could that be, right? Imagine if I get to a point where I'm like, damn, I've made my initial investment back. I can withdraw that. Now anything else I make, I can start developing into Rare. It would be an interesting situation there. My mind's going in 10 different places at once. The first thing to consider is the strategy that I'm imploring only works if I own one of everything. If I only own some of everything, all of a sudden I don't have 5% collection bonus. I don't have the guaranteed backups if I miss out. I don't have the ability to run the arena leaderboards and the arena with all of the excess and extra players. It doesn't make sense to, for example, say to myself, right, I've got the full Zagreb setup. And so what I'm going to do with the money that I've returned is I'm going to buy the rare Zagreb in-season goalkeeper, because then I don't have it at 5%. I don't have the collection score on him. I don't have if he gets injured or suspended or whatever, I have to go back to the limited one. So now all of a sudden it's like about buying all of the cards, right? And when I looked at, I had considered it, the thing that turned me off the most wasn't buying the icon stars and key players, but actually getting the DNP players. And the reason why is because they are, look at that, it's £4.38 for a DNP rare, whereas it's £1.70 for a DNP limited. It's 3 times the amount at that floor level. So I've, just to get where I am right now, I would have spent 3 times the amount at the very least. I don't think it's worthwhile. I just don't think it might be worthwhile to, like, I'll obviously have the Arsenal rares, like, for sure. You don't need multiple same goalkeepers when good matchups come and you're on different defensive stacks with different midfield to utilize your full collection at least. Yeah, but like, so for the cards, so basically my strategy will be my strategy will basically be going into the arena in season, putting in lineups of cards that I don't think that I'm going to be using in the game week for streaks. Where's the like SPFL one? Yeah, so in here, for example, I'll be setting that first lineup, and my goalkeeper will be one of these guys, whoever I think is going to start, right? Because, like, I don't care about these guys. Maybe these guys aren't even the starters. I'll have them all by the time we get there. Pedro Gonçalves has moved to Saudi. Yeah, I know. It was for like the purpose of showing what you could do, not actually doing something. The league doesn't kick off for like 2 weeks. Like, I will be fine on that one. So yeah, I'll build my like arena lineups. Then I'll go and do my pro lineups. Man, they need to change the names of these things back 100%. Then I'll go and do my streaks lineup for the first game, let's say. And again, for the sake of argument, the SPFL, I'll go and put my Dundee and Ranger stuff in. Then whatever else I've got, I'll then go into Arena Classic. I'll go into the SPFL, boom, in there, and I'll put like a Cap 220 team or something in of the leftovers of the leftovers. Will you not get Rangers for the first game week? If I can, because they're a reasonable price, I will. But I think with one Rangers Classic and Dundee United players, I feel like hitting 320 points should be more than reasonable. If like I say, if I've got, like, I don't know, let's say Raskin starting, if I've got Raskin Rare in there as my captain, and then just Dundee players around him, maybe I've picked up another Rangers player or two. Maybe it's a split stack or something like that. But Hennep, do you think the collection milestones for the SPFL are worth it? The stars and icons one, yeah. Yeah, but you're right with, like, I found it quite weird actually that they've only given us 14 stars and icons, but you need 15 to complete it, and some of them are going to leave for sure. The strategy would have to be different in rare. I think there would be a lot of value in playing limited streaks and rare leaderboards in the same comp, so that you can use high XP rares in the streaks later on potentially. Yeah, like, so. Yeah, I agree. Like Prem, for example, it's hard for your strategy where you buy everything. Rare was just insane for me last year. I won 37k euros from around 15k deposit with MLS still to go as well. Yeah, see, that's banging. That is the strategy where you buy everything is hard, but there's also I just think there's good value across the site. There's a consideration for me that if I got to, let's say, probably not the 410 because that's only like $20 up to 40. If I got to this one here, whilst the 3x rewards are still there, and I could have made $300, there's a consideration that I would buy some rares or a whole rare Celtic / Rangers to stack. And then if I did get through to the top one here, yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of me buying rares for a particular game week and then selling them on again, because I don't want to fall into the trap that I did last year and you can see from like some of the rares that I purchased them for like, where are the purchases? After I finished my purchasing, I didn't really buy much more. I had more than enough to use. Bischoff was a win there. Wow, I won Diamande. I crafted Pedri. That wasn't so bad.
Tristan playing FIFA, he doesn't know how to get his red card player.
Okay, one sec, guys. Sorry about that. Right. Yeah, so players that I bought this guy. Yeah, just anyway, bottom line is we don't need to go and look at them per se. I bought a lot of gaff for like one game week or just fill a spot because of FOMO. And I overpaid on it. And my intention always was I'll just sell it again afterwards. And then I never sold it. And then I've just got loads of trash sitting in my gallery, wasted money. So you're just trying to pick up the cheaper cards right now, even if they don't play much or get a good score. Not just the cheaper cards. I've got a lot. 8 pages of unsold crafts. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like 11 pages. It's mad. It's mad. And now, you know, Sir Demir, he was playing. He was an active player last season. Would I have got a whole bunch of money for him? No. Would it have been maybe like 5 quid, 8 quid, something like that? Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, look at that. His last sale was like, okay, that one was an instant buy. Even if it was like 3 or 4 quid, if I've got between rare and limited, I don't know, 1,000 cards at 3 or 4 quid each, that's a huge return. And I just got so lazy. It's just too easy to craft something. Be like, oh yeah, I'll like even that Harry Kane craft as well. That was banging, wasn't it? To craft something and just be like, yeah, I'll sell it eventually, and then not. Davis Plays, thank you very much for the 44 months, man. I think this will be the first year where I skip out on rare and just go big on the limited smashers with this new streak system. Bayern, Barca, Madrid, of course, Arsenal. No DMPs will be incredible. I'm loving your plan of going big on all the limiteds. Interested to see how it turns out. Yeah, and I'm interested as well. I'm very interested. But good luck for you. And like, if rare had its own separate streaks, this wouldn't be my strategy. But because it's only leaderboards for rare, it's gonna be really fascinating to see the competitive nature of the leaderboards in rare, because how many people will be using their rare cards in the rare leaderboards and how many people will be using their rare cards in streaks. Similarly for limited, if you're even on the 3rd streak or whatever, let's literally say, right, you're in SPFL, you're on this 3rd streak for $2, $4, whatever it may be, but based on like the bonuses and stuff. And you've got Celtic, let's say it's your Saturday game, it's Celtic, like, or the Monday game or whatever. If you've got a lineup in your Celtic lineup in leaderboards, but you're on that 3rd streak and you've got 1 life left, what are you doing? Are you cancelling that lineup to put them into anytime entry on your last life to get up to the opportunity of winning $20? Or are you leaving it in leaderboards where there's the potential that you could hit $10, $20, $50, or there's a potential that you could not hit nothing? But in the streaks, if you don't change and put it in the streaks, you are definitely going to hit nothing. You've lost it. All your lives are gone. You're going back to the start. Do you know what happens with the collection missions for collections that are impossible to complete due to transfers? I don't, and I'm on that spot already for my own self. Can you even do that? You can't cancel. So there it's quite easy. The cards are locked when used in leaderboard, so you have to plan it beforehand. Though once you play a player in a game week, you can't play them again anywhere else. You can cancel lineups. Like if you list a player, it cancels the lineup, right? But it's not like sets where you can reuse. So if you build a Celtic stack into leaderboard, you can't be like, oh crap, I actually don't want to do this. I'm going to cancel it and put it all into anytime entry. Okay, you can't reuse a player already being used in an active lineup. What if the lineup isn't active? What if it hasn't kicked a ball yet? Is it still considered an active lineup? Like as soon as a game week locks? Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, in terms of the collection missions, in here, for example, NHL full collection, I can't complete these collections. I can get a few more Hajduk players, a few more Zagreb players, a few more Istra players. Like Rudez, for example, all 5 of these players are not on the market. They are not coming on the market. They are not part of the game. They've left the club. Five players. I cannot get access to them. So now what? So by all accounts, I have completed this collection, and yet I wouldn't be at 5% collection score, and it doesn't count towards a collection score. The Estrella de Amadora collection is already impossible to complete. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same with a lot of the collections I've got already. Yo, what's up, Quinny pal? I was watching your stream from yesterday, 2-hour stream. Whilst I was sitting here bidding on cards, you was talking about something in the first half that I wanted to talk to you about. I can't remember what it was now. It will come to me. It makes no sense to have to collect players not playing for the team for collection missions. Yeah, agreed. And yeah, so for me, like for this Zagreb team, like just I can't get this guy. And then there's I was saying this at the start of the stream, but like I don't think it's in this one. No, Slaven I can't complete. Is it this team? Yeah, so this team, this guy's got one card only, but somebody else has already bought it. So I can't buy this because it won't count towards a collection, because obviously I'm about to add one card. Oh, has this guy got one of them? This guy must have a... Oh, yeah, I'm winning this one, yeah. But yeah, there's 2 cards here that have already gone. They both got 1 mint each, but obviously I can't complete the collection now because they won't be minted again, and I can't get them as first owner. And so at that point, by all accounts, this collection's completed. This collection's completed. I think Varazdin is completed. I think there was... Yeah, this guy doesn't have any cards. Oh, okay, some of these guys have. But yeah, for the most part, other than I'm probably like 10 players short of being complete, like 100% finished in Croatia. I'm in the car for 3 hours now, no rush. I'm gonna have to watch it back to remember what I wanted to say. Might be a silly question, but will championship players cost more for games? No, probably less actually, because the rewards are pretty poor in championship. And there are an insane amount of teams available, which makes me feel like there won't be much people fighting for the cards. If they leave, I think they will update after the transfer window shuts, same as common at the start of the year. Yeah, they're going to need to, aren't they? I was going to bid on that Sergio Dominguez last night, but he's linked to Lazio. Would be gutted if he moves, as he scored well for Dynamo last year. I think I have him actually. I didn't. Maybe that's why. I think I paid for like £5 less than what his price was going for. Yeah, I got him. Oh no, I didn't. I got less than what he went for there. I'm guessing now he's gone for 34. See, even that, right? That's where I'm going to get hit and hurt a lot. Like, obviously, if he goes to Serie A, I can still play with him in the Contender League, actually, funnily enough. But, you know, that £5 discrepancy there that I could have got him cheaper for, that £5, that's like 3 more players that I could have picked up. Do you know what I mean? I hope he doesn't go, because then I've probably got him at a good price. Because, yeah, obviously, knowing when he starts, he's had a few DMPs. He's had a few, like, rough scores as well, but he's typically a good scorer. I think the leaderboard might be good for Championship. Shrieks can't be a good shout if most of the other games start at the same time. So I don't subscribe to this notion that most games start at the same time, any different to any other league, generally speaking. There's also got to be considered some value in having games starting at the same time, because if you're constantly trying to hit streaks and targets off of one game, you are going to struggle. We can ignore the first round because there's no Premier League. Third round, you get game time here. But again, like, are you going to hit the streak target that you need to with one game? You're not going to. Then you've got these 3 here. This is cool. And then you've got all of the 3 p.m. kickoffs. That's cool. If you can get that first streak done, brilliant, because now you can get through streak 2 and streak 3. If you then take the Premier League, and that's where people keep looking at, like the La Liga, where there's like so many, or in fact, let's take La Liga, right? Where there's so many game times. Oh, look at that. You can go first streak there, second streak there, third streak, bam, fourth streak, bam, fifth streak, damn. Before you know it, Atletico against Malaga, you've just won the $20,000 prize for hitting 550 points. It's just unrealistic. It's just so unrealistic. And it might even be unrealistic to expect that you will even get to the third streak by the fifth game. And so I see value in having lots of game times. I also see value in having lots of games at the same time. It's got to be better if more teams kick off at the same time. You have more players you can use at the same time, knowing they're playing rather than once. Yeah, precisely. Like so, for example, Deportivo against Getafe, your strategy is either a full Deportivo stack, a full Getafe stack, or a Deportivo and Getafe split stack. Or your other strategy is one or two players from one of these clubs and then someone from Sevilla and maybe Villarreal, but then you're risking a DMP. And I don't want that. So there is value, in my opinion, in having games kick off at the same time on the same day. Timbo, thank you for the 25 months, man. Good luck on the Sorare 27 grind. Thank you very much. Speaking of the grind, we haven't actually grinded anything at all here today so far. How do you think your time management will be with this strategy? So that is the biggest thing that I don't know. Like that's my biggest concern for this strategy is right now it's really easy. We're in the summer months. Football hasn't started. FC 27 is 7 weeks away, so I can like play FC a lot less for like work purposes and such. And the kids are on summer holidays, so I can go to bed a bit later. I can spend time with the kids as and when I choose because they're not at school and so on and so forth, right? This next 6 weeks, it's luxury time for me in terms of time. Once the kids go back to school and the football actually starts and FC 27 comes in, how the bloody hell am I going to navigate all of these different leagues with all of the different start times, making sure that I've got lineups in for every single streak? Like, you know, it's very possible that I'm sitting there and I'm like, the Club Brugge game has kicked off already. I forgot to put a fucking team in. And then boom, that's it. Like an opportunity has been lost. So yeah, I think the time management, who was that asked about the time management? I can't see the comment on my screen again now, but yeah, I think the time management is going to be the biggest factor as to whether or not this works or not. I'm going to have to build out some kind of dashboard, maybe using cloud or something, a dashboard to basically just like alert me 30 minutes before a game is going to kick off. A game is going to kick off. Oh, it was you, Maurice, was it? Yeah. I'm not totally clued up on Sorare, but take a look at Jimmy J. Morgan at West Brom. He's cooking pre-season. So they don't. The cards aren't out yet for Championship. Do you know how far in advance you could preset lineups? Because it will. I think you could just preset lineups, and then if one succeeds or fails, the next one slots in. Then in November you have GTA 6. Yeah, exactly. Even now, right? I've been playing the Division 2 loads. I was making content on the Division 2 loads, and really enjoying it. Actually, like really enjoying it. I really enjoy the game. I mean, I was getting, like, honestly, some of my Division videos were getting more views than my FC videos. It was interesting to say the least. I've barely played Division 2 at all since Sorare 27 has kind of come about. You could use something like Flash Score / Mob to send lineup notifications. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. I am going to have to do that. Yeah. Right, for today, for now, that was a lot of yapping. How many clue spaces? Okay, we've got some clue spaces left. We'll do another little 10 spin run. 200. Wait, yeah, 200 essence. Let's go. One country clue. Let's not go. One country clue. Let's not go. I don't mind the XP, honestly. With how many players I'm going to have, having like an insane bank of XP is going to be very valuable. I thought I had some market credits there. We haven't hit market credits once, guys, and this is the 30th spin I've done here, and we're about to go and hit our third golden spin, and I've not once hit market credits. And I'm not going to either. Yeah, I saw the MLS stuff being messed up last night. It didn't hit me. Make sure. Yeah, I'm way below the 50k threshold at the moment. I got market credits on my second rare golden spin. Nice. Yeah, so other than nationality, I've got a little bit of space here now for highest rank and reveal league. So we can hit another 10. We can hit another 10. Why not? Bit of essence, don't mind it. Bit more essence, don't mind it. XP, don't mind it. More XP, okay, would prefer essence. There you go, bit more essence. Competition clue. Highest rank clue. Bit more, oh, right next to the 1,000 essence. Hit market credits 3 times in a row. Did you actually? Oh, always cheeses, man. Always cheeses. If you think content creator luck is a real thing, you're wrong. You are just wrong. There you go. 50, 48, and 50. We're pretty much maxed out again there now. Right. These 20 wheel spins are whispering to me like the Green Goblin, but I'm high on clues. I know I should wait. Yeah, you should wait. You will just extract much more value. Like, you know, I've pulled in this much essence from not a lot of spins so far. I can imagine I will like rack up tens of thousands, if not 100,000 plus essence with the amount of wheel spins I've got by the time I'm finished. That'll be a lot of cards. Do you know what I mean? That'll be a lot of bonus cards for me to be able to sell off straight away to kind of combat how much we spend for this process. I want to check Austrian Bundesliga real quick. There's not a lot I can do with the Croatian league. I haven't started on Salzburg yet because even their DMP players are going for like 4 or 5 ticks above the base level. No, I haven't used XP on new cards. I think I'm just gonna. I want to save it really for like the main ones, you know, like Rangers, Celtic, or just the top leagues, because they're the streak targets that I'm going to want to hit the most. So yeah, I'm not stressed on that. So these guys, there we go. We'll get a little bid on Chukwudi. Limited crafts are going to get the hype feeling back for me this year, I think. Yeah. I'm really interested to see how a game week goes when I can get him for cheap. I don't want to be that guy. Yeah, I'm interested to see how a game week goes for rewards when, for example, I've got the streaks like playing through all these divisions. Like how much cash and essence am I going to be able to rack up during a weekend if I'm constantly just playing and hitting streaks over and over and over? But then also every Tuesday and Friday having the leaderboard teams and being like, oh damn, there's a bonus 1,000 essence, there's a bonus $10, there's some bonus XP. Like I'm really excited to kind of start feeling all of that kind of energy of, yes, it's all coming in. I don't want him. Nearly finished the Lustenau team. Some of these teams are already difficult to complete as well. Black M456, thank you for the 3 months, brother. Much appreciated. What I had with set was the first few streaks were easier, and after that, you just have to be very patient. Yeah, exactly. Wait for the bigger teams. Although smaller teams don't really matter that much, because ultimately, once you have those small teams, you get through them quickly. Then with the bigger teams, with the big scorers, that's where the value is. So you have to reach a streak of, 400. The smaller teams no longer useful, and you're just waiting until you have 5 good. Yeah, but, Black, you are right, but then you still have value with the smaller teams if you're using a strategy that I've got, because you can put them in the leaderboard and in the arena. Right, so I can start farming essence with these smaller teams in cap 220s and stuff because I've got 5 starters and they're all shit, but they fit in the cap. Or I can put some of the mid teams, you know, like I don't know, like a Hearts or a Hibs or something into the leaderboard. And even if I can farm some XP on them or farm some XP or get a little bit of essence, all of a sudden there's added value there. Who is that? Barher. No, I'm not paying that for him. We'll do 1 tick on him. Masombo. No, I have to wait for him to come again. I'll get him for the cheapest. It's so viable to not spend money. Yeah, they're free to play is very good, RC. It's called Set. It works pretty much like the pro game for the streaks. There's some nuanced differences. Today, I really must do a video on how to start Sorare 27. I have to. I'm just enjoying sitting here too much, buying all of these players. I shifted from only limited to now going Bundesliga 2, Bundesliga only, then start limited. And during national break, buy 1 rare team to test wars. Yeah, that sounds good. Deciding which players you will use in leaderboard or save for streaks, arena rooms will require some serious planning. Yeah, it will. Just eggs, I think, babe, please. Yeah. Thanks. Can I have a coffee as well, please? No. Okay. Yeah, Don, you are right. I will be prioritizing streaks, and so what's going to be interesting is let's say Celtic are playing, or let's say this Rangers game against Dundee. If I've got the whole Rangers set by then, maybe I put in a Dundee goalkeeper or a goalkeeper from a different team that's going to be playing on Saturday, that I'm not planning on using in streaks, and then put in 4 Rangers players that I don't anticipate using in streaks. So, you know, let's say we've got Johnston, Cameron Carter-Vickers, Scales, and Tierney, and I say to myself, okay, I want Johnston and Cameron Carter-Vickers for streaks, so I'll put Tierney into the leaderboard. Exclamation mark, so rare, Manat. You'll get £150 worth of market credits for using the link. Are you doing this for every Prem team? Yeah, every team, every limited card, every single limited card. Right, we need to do... What I don't like is how hard it is to know which players I need to buy. Because even when going through the collections, I have to go back to the collections and then go to the next team and go from there. If you're on a budget, Nep, would you suggest to get a classic first team keeper? No. I would suggest to get a couple of in-season keepers from maybe the mid or lower table teams that have good chance of save percentages and save scores, and I would put my budget into a classic smasher at rare level where I feel like I can get a really good advantage. Keepers are so hit and miss. It's so hard to know if a keeper's going to, you know, you could have David Raya, and if he doesn't keep a clean sheet, he might only get 30 points. At that point, you might as well have, Coventry's keeper. Nep, I've watched you forever, and you got me into Sorare, and I love it, but it's Dundee United. Rangers are playing, not Dundee. Yeah, you have to just forgive me on that. It's the same thing when you, when I see just, you shorthand cards, don't you? This is Rapid VN. I wouldn't call them SK Rapid VN. I'll just call them Rapid VN. I wouldn't say, oh, we've got Newcastle on the weekend. I wouldn't say Newcastle United, just as a way of saying, whereas I'd see Dundee United and just take the first word. I know what you're saying, though. It's the same for Sheffield Wednesday and Sheffield United. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, Sheffield are playing on Tuesday. And then somebody will go actually, it's Sheffield United. Dundee United and Dundee are different teams, though. Yeah, of course they are. I know they are different teams. But you can see the leap I've taken to call Dundee United Dundee, right? Sure, I know you can. I know you can. I know you're not sitting there going, where the fuck has he got Dundee from there? I know you, and that can't be your thought process, right? Henep's sis wedding today. Hope you have a nice day. You too, 29 Ghost. Good luck with it. All right. What was we looking at? Serge Philippe Raoult. I nearly bidded on this one, and then I thought no. And then he went up, and I was like, damn it. I think it's a bit like Madrid and Atletico Madrid. Yeah, like I say, I understand. I'm not sitting here saying I'm right on this. I'm just saying you can assume you can understand where I'm at with it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like it's just not a Svetkovic is such a good scorer, isn't he? Hey, the prices are picking up a little bit. What's happening here? What is happening here? Why are my cheapos? Going for too much. Bro, I promise I wasn't. No, I know you wasn't, the Murphy. I know you wasn't. I also don't think that Tilly the Sheep is. I just think, yeah, I just think that I'm probably going to call them Dundee about another 100 times, and you're just going to have to sit there and accept it because I'm not going to change for you. Sorry about that. I mean, I'm not even sorry. Most people probably call them Dundee. Only Scottish people call them Dundee United. And that's weird. I've gone heavy for me into Austrian League and noticed prices are creeping up. So one of the things that has massively benefited me, well, hopefully will by the end of the experiment, last night I was bidding so much on £1.69 players or £1.70 players, right? Me being the first bid. And yesterday and the day before, I was getting like 80% of them. Last night, I was getting like 1 out of 10. But I was only being beaten by a second bid, which meant I kept getting these tickets. Just kept picking up ticket after ticket after ticket, and none of the players. And I was sitting like, damn, this is good. Ever thought about making watch lists for the players you don't have? I just think because I'm going to be buying every single player, I don't think that's a reasonable method to figure out who I need. I think using the collections page like this is going to be the best method for me. It would also require watch lists to work. Yeah, like this is a bit painful, but it's like it's not the end of the world. So Tyrrell, I'm only short 3 players. So even leaving this goalkeeper, like, look, he was stable. It went up a little bit, then it dropped, and now he's just climbing again. I'm going to hit 1 tick on that. This is the kind of player, right, where in my head I'm like, okay, even if I pay £6 for him, whatever, it's £6. But if in a week's time he's £3, I've overpaid by double. And if I do that on every player, that adds up and becomes a significant overpay. But if, for example, I pay £6 for this guy, and then game week 1, Tyrrell lineup is out, he's in goal, and he spikes to like 15 quid, I'm going to be sitting there going, what a bargain. I've picked him up at a really good price. Or if he ends up being like a banging keeper for the season and starts ripping clean sheets, I'll be delighted I picked him up for 6 quid. It's really difficult. Gardemond, thank you very much for the 26 months, man. Much appreciated. Yeah, see, him I reckon I can get on cheapest bids. I just need to wait for the right time. Him I'll hold tight on as well. Couple of donuts. Oh, is that right, Julie? Oh, thank you very much. Yo, apologies, guys. They don't pop up on my screen, or they might pop up on my screen. They don't pop up in my headphones. Marat, thank you very much for the super chat, man. Always loved your content, and remember every morning I woke up during COVID to watch the new content on Ultimate Team. Hell yeah, dude. And the Murphy, thank you for the super chat. The Murphy didn't leave a message, but thank you guys very much Oh, there you go. I'm tempted to do a scaled down version of this with the Scottish League. I can't lie. That Tyrrell collection is really small. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't even think I'm at 5%. No, I like where I'm at so far because I've got a lot of big players from big teams, and I've got a lot of cards in general, and I've spent about £1,200. Now that's still a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but if you did a scaled down version like £300 or £400, £500, I do think that there is potential to pick up loads of quality and have a good run at the streaks the whole season. And this is where I'm going to do the whole, this is so easy, guys. And it's not. I'm not trying to pretend that what I'm about to say here is going to be easy. But if you put £500 in, all you have to do is hit the top streak one time during the whole season, and you would have made profit one time. To me, with any time entry, if you are smart with how you plan your games out, based on how I've seen people behave in set and how much I've seen people rake those top 2 spots in set, I don't think it will be hard. I think it will take skill, timing, and patience, but I don't think it will be inherently hard. Matt, thank you again for another super chat, brother. Does Sorare have the American League? Yes, it has the MLS, yes. Or Champions or Conference League qualification. Yep, has those two before group stage. As an Armenian, I would love that. Yeah, it doesn't have like dedicated competitions for the qualification stages for the European leagues, but it does have dedicated competitions for the main stages of the European leagues. It does have the MLS as a fully licensed league. It has some cards and stuff from, you know, Mexico, Argentina, Brazil, etc., but doesn't really have them licensed anymore. I just love the idea of a good matchup for teams with lower streaks whilst using Celtic and Rangers in leaderboards and switching when I get up the streaks. It feels too easy. It's just going to be fascinating. I'm really excited for it, genuinely. Buy more Sorare cards or FC27 Ultimate. Decisions. That's the thing, isn't it? Oh, did I say Armenian? Oh, did I read Armenian as American? Oh, he did say Armenian. You're my bad. No, they do not have the Armenian League. I should have put 2 and 2 together when he was like, as an Armenian, I would love that. I was like, wonder why I'd like, I was maybe like, I don't know, a Zillarian fan and just fell in love with MLS because of that or something. I don't know. Do me a favor and don't bid on any Scottish cards today. Yeah, well, I think I want to finish off the Austrian Bundesliga, and then I want to start on Portugal because I haven't got much of Portugal done so far. We've got some eggs on toast, guys. I'm going to put my mic away in case that guy is here again. It's like telling me off. Yo, Diggins, thanks for the 7 months, man. Guys, interesting question for you. So I've got eggs on toast. I don't like it when the egg breaks and goes like all over the toast and all over the plate. I like it when it stays in my mouth. Thanks, babe. What do you prefer? Diggins, thanks for the 7 months, man. I've not been watching a lot of FC content this year, so apologies in advance. I always appreciate the effort you put in. I hope Hope you know it doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you very much. Glad to see you having fun with other games and streaming what you enjoy as well. Good luck with the upcoming soccer. Yeah, cheers, man. I appreciate that. Not a fan of running eggs. No, I like it. I just like the egg to crack in my mouth. It's like, basically. I have a tissue in here. Is Mkhitaryan remembered and liked by Arsenal fans? Yeah. Oh yeah. I really liked him. Thoughts on scrapping World Cup sets for now and rebuilding back? I don't know. It depends on what the bonuses you'd get for having the World Cup cards. So here's an interesting question, Erky Perky Kelly. Is that your name? Do we know the rewards we get for colours collection versus the rewards we get for summer camp collection? We don't know, that is true. But one player for a possible 50 new players should have more expected value. Yeah, you would think so. But this is so rare. If Vinny does join us, it will genuinely break the internet. Mate, I don't. Yeah, honestly, yesterday, when David Ornstein tweets that Vinicius Jr. is, Arsenal exploring the opportunity or whatever of Vinny J, I was like nervous, man. I was nervous. Could you imagine him at Arsenal? Do you know what that would do as well? It wouldn't just be insane to have Vinicius Jr. left wing at Arsenal, but what that would allow Saka to do, because he would no longer be getting double and triple teamed, would also offer up the opportunity for Saka to start getting back to his like very best in terms of output. Oh man, no, I can't even think about it. I can't even think about it. I can't. Shush. Dundee are playing on Friday. I'm gonna do one more tick there. No, that'd be me. You never know, crazy things that happen. CR7 back to United comes to mind. Yeah, but he was like 90 at the time, wasn't he? So I don't think that counts. Perez Owusu. See, now on this Perez Owusu, I've now got a ticket, right? Because nobody's going to pay more than the £2.12 unless they're dumb. That's just a free ticket for me. Oh, happy days. Did any one of the big Donnies, like M-Pen or Peter, do expected value per wheel spin? 90 became third in the top goal scorer list. Yeah, I mean, probably just pens, mate, to be honest, wasn't it? It's probably just a lot of penalties. Liebe Grage, Ejik. Austria Vienna. Good old Manfred Sarkaria back at Austria Vienna, huh? Did I get him already? Oh, I did. I don't think I paid a lot for him either. No, I didn't. Is he still injured or something? Otherwise, why is he going for so cheap? He has torn his ACL, has he? Is he still injured from it, is I suppose more of the question that I should be asking. Do you know what we're going to be doing here, guys? This is what I was thinking, right? This is what I was thinking. You guys, not you, obviously, but the other guys that are well good at this game, that got the £100 and £1,000 from set, 100% free to play. Exclamation mark, so rare, Marat. You guys are just gonna, like, we're gonna play streaks. Okay, so that first game week, when it's Dundee United against Rangers, and I'm like, I've only got 2 Rangers players, which Dundee United players are the best? There's going to be a Dundee United fan in here going, mate, just pick him and him and him, and then I'm going to hit that first streak. And so I'm going to use our collective knowledge as fantasy football players to personally succeed. How does that sound? How does that sound? I think that sounds really good, by the way. I think that sounds really good. We want 15%. I'll give you 0.5. And you'll be happy with it. And we collectively collect the rules. I don't think that's how it works. I can't lie. See, even like this is what I was saying earlier, even the bottom feeder players are starting to get more pickups. And it's interesting because I can't quite understand why. Schwabs. No, I'm not going to bid on him either. Him will do 1 tick. Yeah, thanks guys for the old super chats there on YouTube. Very much appreciado. Oh, 7 bids on this guy. Had a feeling that might happen. Don't mind it though. You should get the classic keeper and smasher from every team as well. Then you can run 2 teams for each team in theory if you want to, or make an arena lineup with the cards that you don't use in the streaks. Yeah, that is. I have considered that. I have already quite a significant amount of classic cards from all over the place. So I'm not in any rush for it. But yeah, I think, yeah, the classic keepers. See, I wonder if like it's possible that instead of using a classic keeper, use a different keeper from a different team. So like, you know, let's take like Austria Vienna. They're obviously one of the better teams in the league. I can use whichever I think is going to be Sahin Radlinja, right, as a starter. I can use him with 4 of these guys, and then I can use another guy that's starting at the same time with 4 of these other guys. Barcola to Liverpool seems to be heating up. That's quite interesting. When will I do the spins? When Sorare 27 crafting is open. When are you buying rares? Oh, I don't think I'm buying rares this year, Quinny. I'll buy the Arsenal rares, but I am strictly playing limited this year. I like, for me personally, I don't enjoy what they've done with rare. I like not having streaks has been a significant detriment in my opinion. The crafting for the Scottish League, for example, will be open on Tuesday after rewards have been divvied out after the first game week. So it won't be like I'm going to end up having thousands and thousands of tickets by the time we get to the point where I'm going to want to use them. What am I doing? Austria Vienne. Austria Wien. Do you not think having one smasher in rare is a good idea to captain in the lineup? So I'll probably use so the reason why no in general is because you're then missing out on 5% collection score and like XP opportunities and things like that. But I don't mind putting a classic rare in. No rare streaks at all. Well, you like streaks are just streaks now where you use limiteds and rares, and for rares you get a 15% bonus on your rewards for every rare that you have in the lineup, and then double rewards if you've got everyone as rare. Yeah, the wheel clicking is going to be a pain. I might have to get an auto clicker. Oh, that'll be another ticket for us there. So this guy's going for 14, 12 as cheapest. We can do one tick on him. This guy I'd like to get for a bit cheaper. This guy a bit cheaper. This guy will do one tick on. Can super rares be used in streaks? I don't think so, no. Don't hold me to that, though, because I don't actually know. Why is this guy going up in price? See, these are the ones that worry me, where I'm like, do I go in now, or is he just being inflated? Like, Fabian Wilfinger. I mean, he's got some cracking scores in there, but obviously they're meaningless for this upcoming season. Yeah, exactly, Graham. I've maxed out clues now, and that's why I'm not spinning. There's no point me... I'm not going to bid on him right now. There's no point me crafting, because there's no Sorare 27 cards in crafts. And most of my essence is all-star, which means, you know, with all the clues that I've got and stuff, I'd have a great potential, like great opportunity of hitting some like monster cards. The goalkeeper from Hartberg is Liverpool loanee. He might start for us in a few seasons. Is that right? Yeah. The Sorare 27 cards come in crafts for each league. Basically after the league's first game week has closed. So on Tuesday at 7 p.m. when the rewards are dished out for the SPFL, it might be at 3 o'clock when the game week literally closes, or it might be at 7 o'clock when the rewards are divvied out. That's when the SPFL cards will be in crafts. Do you think stacks from a club will win you something? Yeah. Yeah. It's not the most efficient way to play the game, but I think it's the most efficiently fun way to play the game. I don't want to buy him. You plan on getting all these cards as first owner? Yes. Yes. So I had initially thought to myself, Josh Excel's not so rare Josh, there's about 1 billion of those guys. Josh had said to me, why don't you look at what you want from the rewards and target that? And so, you know, collecting the icons and stars is really good because the rewards are really good. But as a different example, collecting the reserve players, the rewards aren't really that good. You know, what do I want 130 reserve cards for a couple of key players and a little bit of essence? Not really worth it. As I was kind of like building through, I had committed to the Croatian league, getting them all first owner. I just committed to it. And it was probably a worse league to choose to commit to it because it only has 2 collection missions. So it only has collect players from the NHL, which I've nearly done for, and then the full collection, which, you know, I don't know how I'm going to finish that, but it was like, man, maybe that was a bad idea. Maybe that was a good idea because I only have 10 teams, right? As I was bidding on these players consistently, I was thinking to myself, it's not just like, it's not just getting the card. Like, if, you know, if I wanted to buy, let's say, Bukayo Saka, I could probably get his first owner the same price as what I could get his secondary market card. And even arguable that I could get his first owner for cheaper than I could get his secondary card. So I started looking at stars and icons, and I thought to myself, there's not going to be much discrepancy in price points there to the point where it's worth having those first owner. I then started thinking about the DMPs and roster players, not the roster players. What are the 2-star players called? Yeah, they're called the roster players. The DMP and the roster players. And I'm getting those for £1.70 for the most part. A couple of them at £2, £3 or whatever. I could probably get those for like 60p, 50p, 80p on the secondary market. So then I started thinking for the difference in price of having it first owner versus buying it off the secondary market, what benefits do I get for each one? The benefits I get for buying it from the secondary market is it will naturally be a little bit cheaper, and I will still be able to get the 5% collection score for the entire team, probably cheaper. What benefits do I get for buying it first owner? I get all of the collection mission bonuses. I get all of the wheel spins for the cards that I do get, and I get all of the wheel spins for the cards that I finish second on. And I feel like that has more value. Do I think exchanges come out this year? I hope we get something, James, for like repeatable. I hope we do. So that's why I've basically now decided to just commit to buying absolutely everything first owner. I don't mind getting things secondary market straight away and then switching to first owner. Like, again, like for the Premier League, for example, I don't mind picking up or not even picking up a Bruno Fernandes and just using my classic Bruno Fernandes. And then when his price hits a point where I'm really content with it, just go and get his in season then, right? You still doing box breaks? Nep, love those vids. No, I haven't for a while, mate. Do you know what? All of them are still sat right there on my desk doing nothing. I just can't get around how expensive the players are from the Croatian League. I play in season each year, and this year the prices are outrageous compared to last year. I think it's just because of the different competition setup. How will we get XP now? It's not in the rewards. XP is in the rewards. XP is in the rewards, yeah. Right, what team was I on? Yeah, I've seen Matt's content on Whatnot and when he's streaming on Twitch. What team did I do? I did the Egg Boys, didn't I? So we've got the Whack Pellets. I think Essence just in general is in as a reward. Bimmer. Who got the keys to my Wimmer? Yeah, what's up, Rox? How you doing, man? Marat, thank you for the super chat again, brother. I'm really confused on how you make money on Sorare. Like, can you buy a player for cheap and whenever he cooks gets expensive and sell him and make a profit? That's one of the ways. Yeah, that's one strategy that you could use to make money. One of many strategies, but ultimately the strategy that I'm imploring, let's say, because we are cultured, is that I'm going to use these cards in the fantasy element of the game to win the prizes that are worth more in theory than the cards that I've paid for. Do you think prices go up when you stream? No, I like maybe people are doing the same thing. I don't think people are doing the same thing. I think if there was like an isolated specific card that I was interested in, somebody might be a bit of a dick or whatever. But for example, this guy here, Agumang, who wants to pay £2.70 for him just so that I don't get him? Take him. There'll be another 500 of him auctioned in the next 3 to 5 months. I'll get him at a good price, right? So I don't think people are bumping prices of this kind of strategy. I think if I was targeting a specific player, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody was pushing it up. But I actually just think prices are going up a little bit. I don't know why. Is it because there's been no new release of a league for a couple of days, and so people are kind of itchy fingers and need to buy on something? But New to So Rare-ish. Are you not buying auctions just now? Are these now already first owned cards? Yeah, so I'm bidding on auctions. Yeah, I'm not buying from the Insta-buy market because it's too inflated. A few auctions over the weekend, probably in no new leagues. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm just buying off the auction house. It's a lot easier for me to know which players I need to bid on by going through the collections here, and then like clicking on LASK, which I need basically everyone for, and then clicking on a player, looking at a price. This is his auction right now, £20. He's been picked up for £20 loads of times. I don't want to spend that much on him. I'll hold tight here. This guy doesn't have a card on the market. This guy's been selling for £2.68. His bid is already above that, so I'm not going to pick up him. This guy's been selling for £3. He's already over £4. Not going to pick up him. This guy sells for £4.94. He's already there. Not going to pick up him. Like, this is probably why I don't have many of these cards, because their prices are just a bit too inflated right now. So I could wait until there's more auctions, or wait until the price is hit. And this is the thing, right? With somebody like LASK, they're obviously one of the better teams in the league, right? I feel comfortable enough that I will have enough players in my gallery to not need to get these straight away. You can say Lask as one word. Oh, there you go. I'm confident enough that when we get to playing in the contender and we get to the game week where these cards are in, I'm more than confident enough that I have got more than enough players already to see me through these early streaks. So I can wait to pick up those cards. Not a problem. For the first weekend, you could also just buy the most expensive as a classic. Yeah, precisely that as well, yeah. And Salzburg are the same, right? Like, and Sturm Graz as well. I mean, you can tell typically what the best teams in the league are based on which teams I've got more cards for. But Sturm Graz, they're going to be really hard to pick cards up on. Even the cheap cards, they're not going, they're not really going for that like 1 tick, 2 ticks. They're going for like £3 or £4. And I think that's because people are trying to get their collection scores in, right? They buy their 4 or 5 starters that they're expecting to do well, and then they buy 5 or 6 DMPs just to boost the collection score up. That's probably why a lot of these guys for the bigger teams are a little bit more expensive than the first or second tick. They have a first game in the league against weak side in GAC. Yeah, fair enough. With this strategy, you'll also have most of the UCL, UEL games covered. So that's like, if Sorare are doing a board for European competitions, which they didn't do last season, but I like the idea of it. And if that's also anytime entry, it's something that I'm really going to enjoy, because, like, for example, when we get who's in the Conference League from the major top 4, top 5 nations, top 5 leagues this time around, where they play against these absolute unknowns and they just field their third string team, all of a sudden I'm going to have those players. Definitely, like 100% I'm going to have those players. So when, Bino Gittens starts for Chelsea, not that he's going to be playing in Europe this year, but, last year he played a lot for Chelsea in the Conference League. I'm going to be able to take advantage of that as well, which is another massive advantage. Don't get me wrong, I'm definitely playing up the advantages here. But it will be another massive advantage for having everything. I think you'll want rares when you're on step 5, etc. Yeah, so something I've been deliberating on, Quinny, is like when I get to those top steps, probably just buying a rare team of the best matchups or the best players, and then selling it again afterwards, win or lose, sell it and just go back to using the limiteds. Right, let's have a look at... So I think I've done everything I need to do for Bundesliga for now. Let's go back in here and just have a little check. Those are all done. Gorica. He's the first. Yeah, I can't get him. Him we've been outbid on, but I'm not bidding again because he's going for cheaper. That would be Sille. Hajduk. I've actually got a lot of the Hajduk players. They're like, what are they, like 3rd, 4th best team in the league? Something like that. I could get him for a bit cheaper, I feel like. He doesn't exist. And he's the guy that I don't like. We'll likely see a lot of buying in and out of rare stars. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I do think so. And classics as well. And I wonder how much, my Bruno Fernandes classic, when Manchester United are at home to Coventry, how much am I going to be able to sell him for, let alone use him? How much can I sell him for? It might be a good opportunity for me to start selling out of some of my classic cards, classic rares this season, as people like really kind of panic buy into trying to get their bonus 15%. Vrazdindins. Don't want that one. He's not on sale. We can do one tick on him. Luka Mamic. Just buy the captain for 40%. A whole team doesn't make sense since it might not even be the team that hits, in my opinion. Don't think it's worth downgrading your XP that much. Yeah, do you know what? That is maybe the captain in a classic, just because the classics will have that huge percentage, XP and collection score boost already. So you'll get the 5% bonus on the classic. And then you'll get, buying the in-season classic for that 40%, you'll get a 45% boost for a card that you've already got, and then one purchase card. That's a really good strategy. Do I want Vinny at Arsenal? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Osijek. Yeah, we're going to do one tick on him. See, I don't mind that now because it's unlikely somebody else will bid up even more, and that's a free ticket for me. And if I didn't get the ticket, I'd get the player at a really reasonable price. Real Madrid about to submit 100 million for Diamande. For me, that suggests that like Vinicius is going, right? My plan this year is to only play La Liga, buy 6 to 8 teams in limited and Barca and Real in rare. I play rares in leaderboards except when I'm on streak 5 and 6, and I play them in streaks. I mean, that is a really good strategy. I do really like, though, what Luan has said there. Is it Loan? Rice Classic Rare is only €45 at the moment. Seems like a decent pickup. Let's do. Let me just finish looking at these teams here, because let's do a little bit of theory crafting on that. So that was Rijeka that I looked at, right? So we've got Rudez, which I don't think I can get any of these players. No, I can't. Instra, which again, I think some of these players here are already gone. We'll do one tick on him. There you go, free ticket, nice. He doesn't exist. He doesn't exist. We'll do one tick on the goalkeeper. There you go, another free ticket, banging. And then just to have a look at the last team, which is Zagreb. Yeah, I need to do Zagreb at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning when there's less competition. I mean, for the memes and the bants, we'll do one more set of 10. All right, some country clues, a country clue. 100 essence, love that. 2 highest rank clues, some exp, 4 competition clues, 2 more country clues, 4 highest rank clues, 1 highest rank clue, and a partridge in a pear tree. Yes, please. Banging that. Worth every penny. Worth every penny. Do you know what's mad, guys? I'm like, this is more of a testament to how far streaming has fallen off for me, FC related. But we have, and I said this in the stream a couple of days ago as well. We're getting more viewers during Sorare streams than I was during my FC streams. Like FC, like even when I would watch, if it's not maybe Danny Aaron's or Run the Foot Market Nick or Orzio, even the big guys in the FC streaming space are struggling to pick up any viewership whatsoever. And it's mad. It's just so mad to see, because these are huge creators with like massive followings, and they're scraping 100 to 200 viewers. It's insane. And yet here we are with 300 on YouTube and 200 on Twitch, and you guys are just awesome. Don't know if you mentioned this, Nep, but do you think Tuchel should have been sacked after the game? Yeah, I do. If we had just lost because we were outplayed, then I would have said, like, yeah, do you know what? Fair enough. What more could he have done? Argentina outplayed us. But we lost because his tactical decisions, at which point I think that should have been it for him. Yeah. Yeah, FC is not enjoyable to just play or watch this year. It's been such a miss this year. It's embarrassing for EA. Yeah, it has been, yeah. I don't even play Sorare. It's just nice content to have on a second monitor. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. So, let's get the Sorare 27 blog, the blog arena, so I can get the prize pool up. Because I want to see that Premier League streaks. And let's take to consideration. Now the thing with Rice is, and this might be more of a testament as to why his price is 45 euros at rare. Yeah, £40. There's some things to consider here. And the first thing to consider is the fact that it's very likely he doesn't play the first 3-5 games for Arsenal, right? Thing about Dinamo Zagreb is you're overspending on goalkeepers, as they was almost definitely going to sign a new number one, working on Livakovic. But if he doesn't come, they will likely sign a new goalkeeper. Yeah, and that's one of those situations, Sanchez, where you are absolutely correct. But it's one of those ones where you kind of got to take the rough with the smooth. Because let's say they don't. Now I've got a goalkeeper for a decent price. But let's say they do. For every kind of like outlier situation like that, there's going to be an outlier situation in my favour where I've bought somebody for like £4 that ends up becoming, you know, penalty taker and focus point of the team that then starts going for 40 or 50 quid 3 weeks later, and I've got the other side of the sword, you know what I mean? I just found out the first Bundesliga game is the last week of August. Will you wait with crafting till that? No, not really. I'll probably start crafting. I mean, I'll probably start crafting like straight away, really. It depends when the wheel goes, I think, Pierre, actually. Yeah, I find it quite crazy how he was bought in for exactly those games and then it did worse than what Southgate has ever done. I have not played before. Is it worth buying players and learning pro with a budget of $100 US? No, I would play set and do the free-to-play stuff with that budget. I wouldn't even spend any money. I would just play set for free. Don't even buy the gems. Definitely don't buy the gems right now. Maybe when the new set comes in a few weeks, sure, or well, 5 weeks. But for now, do not play. Just play for free. Just play for free. Yeah, so Rice being £40 is interesting, but let's use him as a for example, right? So for example, you buy this Rice for £40, so you get 15% reward bonus off the back of having him. Now, if you're able to get yourself up to this streak here, the 4th streak, and this is the one where you can use Rice to get your 15% bonus, that will be $15 like reward bonus that you would pick up off of him. That's not bad if you've paid 40 for him or £40. Let's say you paid $50, because then obviously Rice still has value. And if you can do that another 2 or 3 times throughout the season, that's enough to cover off the cost of that one classic card. What I like though is Laun, I'm going to call you Laun until you correct me, okay, is Laun's strategy of buying the in-season card when you get higher up. Because let's say you're here, let's say you're about to hit 430, $1,200. $1,200. If you buy a rare in-season, it doesn't even have to be a star. It can be a player that you just are comfortable knowing that could have, like, let's say it's like Arsenal against Coventry, and it's Noni Madueke instead of Declan Rice, or instead of Vinicius Jr., or instead of Bukayo Saka. But let's say Madueke starting, and he's £100 in season. all of a sudden, if you buy that Madueke for 100 quid and then captain him, if you hit that target, and that's the big if, of course, if you hit that target, you're getting a 40% bonus on that score, which is what? $480 bonus on that prize for the sake of buying the one in-season captain smasher at rare level. If you then also put in a one classic card and get another 5% on top, that's another $60. That's where it's good. Like the strategy, maybe not quite the 400 points because 100 isn't like it's not worth it, but it's not worth it. But definitely at the 430, 450 mark. Like, could you imagine? Okay, this is first 4 match days, mind you, so we can maybe take a better look at the regular scores. But could you imagine at $6,000 limited that you go and buy a Bruno Fernandes in season, captain him, and then you hit that 450, your reward bonus is going to be $2,400. That's insane. And yeah, as Pierre says, this here, so this here at the top, by the way, is like you don't have to do it. Once you've hit this 6 streak, you can just go back to streak 1 if you want to. Or you can try for this. Guys, I can't lie. I could not. I know why Sorare put it there, and it's genius from Sorare, right? Because what Sorare want you to do is, let's say you hit the 6th tier, they don't want you to go straight back to number 1 and start building up again. They want you to miss a week. So they want you to try this, understanding that you'll probably miss, and then you'll go back to streak 1. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it's a good way for Sorare to kind of like break up people just running up. Realistically, it's hard to hit level 6 in the first 4 match days. I don't think so. But this, if you had 550 points, that's a lot of points. They just want you to buy rares as well for the 5th. Yeah. For the 550, yeah. 550 is like, I think the strategy you'd have to implore for 550. Let's have a look at the Premier League lineups. Let's say, for the sake of the literal sake of argument, you've got to that streak on match day 4, right? So round 4, Chelsea against Hull is probably the targeted game, I would say. I honestly think the strategy would have to be, Liverpool versus Fulham could also be a reasonable game, but I honestly think the strategy would have to be buying 4 Chelsea stacks, having 4 of the same goalkeeper, and then just mixed players in the other 4 lineups, all from Chelsea, and just hoping that Chelsea smash, and then knowing that you've got the right combination because you've given yourself 4 combinations. I think that would be the strategy to do, like to play it for. And then listen, if that went wrong, you got streak 1 again here, streak 2 here, streak 3 here, streak 4 there, streak 5 there, you're back at it again. Did you even hit 550 with 5 players? Didn't they add in recently top scores somewhere? Am I remembering that wrong? Did they add in like some... So what's the max points per player? Well, the max points per player is 100, which then would be 500, but then you'll get 5% in-season bonus, 5% collection score. You know, you'd be working hard at your XP, so 5, 6, 7% collection score, XP bonus, and then 50% captain bonus. Was announced over data. No, I've seen something recently. I'm sure they've got it. I can't remember where it was. Pretty sure Brian got over 550 last night in his MLS. Yeah, that's rare though. So that's a 10% score bonus on those cards instead of a 0% scarcity bonus. Now, this is more of like an example of where you'd need to be, right? Because he's got 460 points here, which is obviously 90 points away, but he hasn't got anybody on like a maximum score. He hit 551, so it's doable. No, you're missing my point. This here is not 551 at limited level. If he had the exact same 5 at limited level, his score would be like 50, 60 points lower. He got 10% bonus on all of these players because they're rare, which you don't get in pro streaks for Sorare 27. Go on scores tab top players. Well, that only gives the top players of the game week, doesn't it? Rather than like I said, I am certain that they released something. Oh, was it end of season thing? Was it the email? Maybe it was. I can't remember. His score would be about 40 points lower in limited. Yeah, so he'd be like still 40 points shy there, which again gives that understanding of you're going to need to hit 100 on your captain because that would have given him an extra 21 points. So if we're looking to make up 40, this with 100 captain would leave you 20 points away. You're basically going to need a regular goalkeeper clean sheet and then 100 on captain and then 90 on everyone else. It's not going to be impossible. It would be very, very, very hard. As I say, my strategy with it would be like let's take LAFC for example. They were obviously heavy favourites in this game. You couldn't have hit 550. You just couldn't have done. There's not a combination of these players where you hit the score. Was there any games yesterday? No, there because no clean sheet, not enough decisives there. I don't even think there's a single game. Not there. I mean, this would have been your closest, but even then, you'd be miles away. If you had Polster, Hill, Turgyman, Reigns, and Turner, which you just wouldn't really have that 5 anyway, you wouldn't get close to it. Do Reds not give 10% in the streaks this season? No. Damn, Regulon. Mate, Miami have got a banging team this season, haven't they? With Casemiro now there, with Regulon actually playing, with Jordi Alba retired, with Messi and DePaul to come back, they are going to be ridiculous. So Reds don't boost scores? No. Bertarame suffered a bad injury. Did he actually? I remember Ashoka scored 607 once and came second. Was that in like unique though? Yeah, so there was no scores. Oh, Houston. How did Houston get on? Arche. Even this, with keeper getting 93, Guilherme you would have, Bogus you would probably have, Hector Herrera you would probably have. You wouldn't get anywhere close. Bloody Rob Holding. Oh, good man, Guerrero. Mate, Guzman's still playing. Isn't this guy like 43 years old? He's only 40. Damn. Good for him. This would be one where you'd be, obviously, it's like not the league, but these guys have already got double decisives, clean sheet there, bit of AA could be good, but MLS Rare in game week 78, first place, got 616. I don't even know how to go back and see the old game week scores now, to be fair. Game week 78, 4 people got over 5. Oh, if I go here and then just go here, I can go back from here, can't I? Do I have to go see full leaderboards? Game week 78. How do I like make it change? Score matches. Oh, okay. Wait, how do you know which? No, you can't go far enough back. It only takes you back here. How about if I go play? I did see a way. I do remember seeing. It's easier on the circles button, bottom left, on this one. So, like, it needs work. It needs work, doesn't it? And then MLS leaderboard. Yeah, there you go. So 4 people hit it. What did he have for it? 100, an 86, 100 as captain, a 91 and an 83. This guy at 579, 100 and 100 captain Messi again, an 86, a 92 and a 91. So, like, he's 30 points over the limit there. But I guarantee you, the reason he's got so many points is because he will have 5% collection score on all of these cards, and he will just have really good XP on all of these cards. Because that, I mean, that's a crazy score, right? But that is 30 points over. Watch bonuses. Yeah, look at that, 108. Let's go for bonuses here. So he actually didn't have great stuff on Messi. On DePaul, he did. Oh, we can look at them all individually. That's quite fun. So full collection, full in season, level 4 XP. Didn't have collection bonus there. Didn't have great XP on the... Oh, wait, this isn't the same guy, is it? Wait, what the hell happened there? Oh, wait, this is on... Oh, this is on this one. Oh, do I get... If I go here, I can't click on bonuses there, can I? I just have to click on the card, I think. So 62% on Messi. Yeah, 14% on Dryer, which will be 5 collection, 5 in season, 4 XP. 14% on Dua. 13% on Ferre. And only 9% on DePaul. His bonuses aren't even that good. That is close to impossible for Prem, I think. I think for Prem, for you to hit it, you'll need to have... I don't think you'll be able to do it stacking. Even though I said like that's probably the best way to do it is via stacking, like with the Chelsea players in that particular matchup or whatever. I don't think you'd be able to do it stacking. I think you'd literally have to have like Bruno, I wouldn't even say Haaland. I'd say like a Doku or a Cherky or like a Joao Pedro, you know, somebody that can get lots of AA and decisives, you know, Matheus Cunha. I think he'd be a player that you'd like to have in there. Yeah, he didn't actually have good percentages, Pierre. I was quite surprised, actually. You'd have to have like a Gahey and just hope that he gets a goal, or like just racks up 100 points from AA. And then yeah, I'd probably, if I was to go for like a Premier League setup, you'd probably be looking at like Bruno Fernandes, Rodri, Gahey, Donnarumma, and then a forward that just looks favourable. Not many good Premier League forwards, though. That's the problem. Florian Wirtz, if he had the right matchup, he would be good for it. Saka, if he was starting, would be good for it. Haaland's terrible for it. I think Haaland might have hit 100 points once in his life. Yeah, there was a couple of little flashes in there. I think some of those are with Norway, though, aren't they? Where he hit like 7 goals in a game or whatever. But like, this just wouldn't be enough. 3 decisives and he still only got 84 points. Wouldn't be enough. Saka wouldn't have been enough at all. See, I feel like I don't think Cunha had the best season for his first season at United, but I think he's a guy that has that sort of potential. You know, he like these scores are the ones. I mean, he's got they're not good for that 550, but he would be good for streaks. Yeah, there's just like Premier League strikers are just not great for it. Yeah, Doku would be probably the best. I just don't know if he's got. I don't know if he's a forward or a midfielder. Oh, he's a forward. Yeah, so Doku would be like a good option for it. And even then, like, not good enough still. You know, there's yes, 3 scores here and here, but obviously those are, oh no, it's against Brentford and then against Everton. Yeah, I mean, they would have been banging times for him. But even in these games, like even this 3-0 win for City against Brentford, where Doku's got 100, you are not hitting 550 in a million years. Haaland's only on 70. Gahey's only on 66. Donnarumma's only on 73. You're falling way short no matter what. Bottom line is it is going to be ridiculously difficult for anybody to hit that 550. But I also think if you ever got there, you're never going to pass up on the opportunity of trying, right? Can you explain how the streaks work, i.e. the time clock, lives, XP boosters available? I sure can. So let's take a clean one. So you enter like the first thing we can explain is something called anytime entry, which basically means you can enter your lineups anytime you want. This is different to the arena, where you have to preset your lineups before a certain dedicated time. So, you know, in the first game of the Portuguese league, we've got Estoril against Famalicão. So once their lineups are out, you can then go and put your lineup in. And if you've got players from those 2 teams, you'll know that they're starting. And so you can go and build your lineup. Then the idea is to hit the points target and get the reward. So for the first week, the first streak, the points target is 320 and the reward is currently 1,000 essence. You can see how it says 1,000 and it's got crossed out 500 next to it. That's because for the first 4 game weeks, the rewards on the early steps are doubled and then the rewards on the top steps are tripled. So once you've played this here, if you hit the points total, if you hit the 320 points, after the game is finished, you can claim that 1,000 essence, and then you can play on to the second tier here. You can go and play the next streak straight away, or you can wait, whatever you like. you know, maybe you haven't got enough players, so you just wait. If you hit a streak, right? So let's say we've got game week 1, which is, let me just hide my camera a second whilst I'm talking here. Let's say you've got game week 1 where you've got these matches, and these matches, right? If you hit this first streak during these 3 days, you've got until the end of the next week to do this streak here. If you hit this first and second streak in these first 3 days, you've got until the end of the next game week to hit this here. If, however, you hit this streak at the end, like as from the last game, let's say it's this Gil Vicente against Rio Ave, and you can't put a team into this one here, you've only got the next game week for this one. You don't get the advance streak. So basically, like, you only get the benefit of having the next week's games on a streak that would have theoretically been the next week anyway. So, you know, if we go back to the old system, this would be your first attempt, and then the game week would close. Now, this would be your second attempt. What Sorare effectively saying is, if you clear this one early, you've got this game week to also have a shot at this one. But then it's like, what I thought would happen is, oh, if I clear this one as well, then I've got until the end of the third game week to have a shot at this one. They haven't done that, even though that's how it would be in, you know, the old system. You'd go one stage at a time. They've only given you that 1 week luxury, because otherwise what people will end up doing is, in that first game week, people will hit like streaks 1, 2, and 3, and then they'll have 4 weeks to push on these next streaks, and then 5 weeks to put. And what people will be able to do then is basically play Porto, Benfica, Sporting stacks here. Cleared it, nice. Porto, Benfica, Sporting stacks here. Missed it. Don't worry, we've still got 2 weeks of it. And basically, you'd be able to build up enough banks of weeks ahead that hitting the 3,000, hitting the top target would just become too easy. Am I right in thinking that the Prem cards won't have reveals since they're not licensed? I don't know that they won't have reveals still, because they are licensed. They're just not licensed for Premier League. They are licensed by the FIFA Pro, so they have the player rights. They have the image rights and the naming rights of the players. They just don't have... You know how like Football Manager has... I don't know if they're licensed now properly with the Premier League, but Football Manager didn't have official badges, but they were still able to call it... I think they didn't call it the Premier League. I think they called it like the First Division or whatever they called it, but they were still able to call the club Arsenal and Manchester United and Manchester City and stuff, right? So I think Sorare will still be able to call the clubs names. They just won't have the image licensing for the like the Arsenal badge or the kits and stuff like that, but they'll still be able to use the name. And then I think, yeah, I think because the cards will still have like the special edition cards and stuff, because that's nothing to do with the licensing. So it'll just be fake kits. And the rest of it, I think, will be as normal. And fake kits and badges, basically. So, for Arsenal, it'll just be a red kit. For Manchester City, it'll just be a sky blue kit, that sort of thing. And I think it won't have a badge. You can already see the badges anywhere in the Premier League and how they're different. Other than that, I think everything else will be the same. Am I crazy to think that Wirtz will be the best Prem attacker? The Prem attacker most likely to hit several hundreds this season. Depends on who Liverpool sign, I think. Can you stop talking about League of Portugal law? I need to buy the players first. Yeah, I need to... how many bids have I got out now? Loads. I do need to start working on the League of Portugal today. They had to change Manchester United's name to United sued them. What, for Football Manager? It's mad, isn't it? It's mad. Who at Manchester United is going, oh, you know that game that is played by an absolute fuck ton of people based on managing like football clubs, including our club? Yeah, well, they're actually using our name. Yeah, so good. That's good brand awareness, isn't it? No, we're going to sue them for it. What do you mean? What do you mean? That's ludicrous. Sorare lost Prem licensing. I think people use the term lost Prem licensing from the language that Sorare have used. I just don't I don't think they were willing to pay what the Premier League asked, and instead they got the naming rights from FIFA Pro, who were probably far more receptive to a lower bid, pretty much. So I think, yeah, like we can say they lost it. Maybe they have lost it. From the languaging they've used, it seems like they just didn't want to pay it rather than the fact that they lost it. I think the opportunity was there, but the ask from the Premier League was too high. And I don't know that as any kind of inside information or anything. That's me kind of just going off the back of like how they've chose to speak on it. United are revoking season tickets because the supporters passed a ticket on to a friend. That's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, it could be because of that as well, Roja. Right, 69TW has given us some links to some Premier League players who got over 550. So Tutun, Xhaka as captain. See, that's crazy because that does not look great for raw scores and has a classic Gyökeres, but has beaten it. So let's have a look at his bonuses. Gyökeres had 17%. Granit Xhaka had 14% plus captain's 50%. Declan Rice had 17%. Verbruggen had 18%. And Van Hecke had 16%. That's huge bonuses. The thing, though, I would say is if you're about to play for $30,000, that's probably got cap bonus and anti-stack. It probably has. Yeah. Also, if you're playing for $30,000, you're not putting this team out, are you? Yeah, it definitely has anti-stack because it's got 221. Let's have a look at this one. 556. Yeah, so he'll have anti-stack as well, 221. I mean, Jesus Christ, though, again, those raw scores are really low. 19% on Sesko, 20% on Dorgu, 18% plus captain on Collins, 17% on Kelleher, and 15% on Tim. Yeah, this also had anti-stack and cap bonus. And I think that goes to show how hard it is actually for the Premier League, right? Yeah, this will be anti-stack and cap as well. 221 again. No 100 at all in there, though. That's a bit mad, isn't it? Yeah, this one as well. Same 5 players, basically. And this one, same 5 players, except Joao Pedro instead of Moises Caicedo. So you have to build up XP on a specific players in the first 4 match days. Doable, no? Yeah, it's doable. And it's something, somebody asked me about this earlier, actually. It's one of those things that right now, where I'm looking at, like, I don't know, I don't even know who, but let's go for Zagreb. I don't know who's going to start for them for sure. I'm guessing McKenna's going to start. Should I be giving him level 1 already? Should I be getting him up to, like, I could probably get him to, like, what, level 3 before a ball's kicked? I think you may have missed my message. It doesn't seem possible to see player pools for rewards. Where did you put a message, Viron? What message did I miss, Viron? Or is it just a message in the chat? In my opinion, for Zagreb, yes. Who have they got? They got Rijeka, Slaven, and whoever that is. Is that the European football? Doesn't seem possible to see player pools for rewards. Yeah, I think that's because the player pools haven't been decided yet. Yeah, keeping ahead on the Zagreb players. So who's expected to be a goalkeeper for them? Nevistic, if not, then bringing in a new goalkeeper. I say McKenna is a safe starter. Dominguez might leave. Filipovic. Oh, he's expected to be a starting keeper. I forgot they had 4 keepers there. So who else is expected to start for them out of the guys that I have got? I'm guessing not a lot of them. Misic, Belko, Filipovic. So we'll give him the little boost anyway. Dominguez and Belho are good. Yeah, so Dominguez I'll give the XP to on the off chance he doesn't leave, and if he does, then I'll still have utility for him. Orsic may start. Mate, remember when Orsic was like absolutely fucking banging? So Orsic started their last game against Thun. Belso, Misic, Stojkovic. These are 100% starters. I don't think I have any of those three. Belho, Misic, and Stojkovic. Oh, this guy, Stojkovic. Oh yeah, look at that bad boy. Bad boy. Look, man's picking up 76 with a red card. They were bad against Thun, but tough to play away there. Do you have Zach already? No. Look, see, this is what I mean about prices right now being crazy. He's had a few little. Let me show you here. Be a bit easy. He's had a few little dips. You know, down to £20 there. Another one back up. Slowly but surely came down because he's getting minted loads. So like, there's not much competition to fight for him. I guess he didn't get minted from here to here. Starts going down, 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 down. That was just 8 hours ago. Now out of nowhere, the current one that's active is up at like almost £30. Who's paying him? Who's paying that? Who's paying that? Who is paying that? Right, what was I going to do? I was going to do Portuguese League. That's what we're going to work on next. Let me check the SPFL for where we're at, if I can pick up some extra players. Let me check. So the way that I've been doing it, guys, is the easiest way, is just popping all of these open. I just have to, like, unlock my wallet again every time I want to actually bid on someone. And then just looking, okay, this guy, £8.48, not buying. Ross Sinclair. Feel like I could get him cheaper. £6, that's the same guy. This guy. Yeah, see, I don't mind bidding one on him. Now got some market credits as well. We get these half price for the like 5 or 6 players. Market credits are going to be the one, man. They're going to be the one. That's another reason why I want to like craft sooner rather than later, is because I want to spin the wheel to see if I can get more market credits. Because if I've got a couple £100 worth of market credits going into the Premier League players and stuff, it will be like a big saving. Had a look through my highest MLS scores this season. 511 and 527 are the highest I've managed in limited. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. That 550, it's definitely like, not a red herring, but it's definitely like a, like bait. Do you know what I mean? It's like, hey, well done again, his top streak. Do you want to try for an insane prize? And the thing is, if you time it right, because it's anytime entry, all you're missing is one game slot to try for it. Like, why wouldn't you? I don't think anybody in their right mind would be like, yeah, I'm not going to bother. You're going to bother. You're going to give it a shot. Why are both of these goalkeepers expensive? Is this one of those where there's like a bit of jeopardy around who's going to start? Unsure who will be the goalkeeper. Okay, in which case I'm not even bothering until there is some assertion on whom the goalkeeper will be. See, I feel like I can get him cheaper when they auction more, so I'm not going to worry about him. Same there. We'll pop a bid on him. Mitov might leave to Dundee. Aberdeen. Do you mean Dundee or do you mean Dundee United? Oh, is that why they're both expensive, is it? Because they are both expected to be starting goalkeepers, just not for the same teams. So you have 2 match days for last level. I mean, you could have it to the point where you have 2 match days for the last level, yeah. But obviously you only get 4 lives in the level regardless. All right, Viper Pal, Cambridge Legendary. Did I already do a draft for today, Vibes? I'm pretty sure I did 2 yesterday, but I can't remember if I did it the day before or if I did it today. Yeah, we sorted. Happy days. Oh, happy days. See, these player prices are just going up, guys. What the hell is that? Oh, he's from MLS, so he's got in-season MLS cards and now in-season SPFL cards. Connor Ronan. Oh, happy days. There's another free ticket for me. Not overpaying on him. Yeah, I do think it's like maybe permanent now. If I can't get guys on that cheapest bid, to start thinking about waiting for more auctions to come. Because even if it's just like 50p higher, 70p higher than what I can genuinely get them for, when you extrapolate that over, you know, a few thousand players, it really starts adding up. I think I'm lacking on the SPFL goalkeeper front, mind you. This is the boring process. I wish Sorare made it easier for me to just go onto the actual market and just have a little button that says if I already own the player from this season and this team, don't show them to me in the results. Read donation. Oh, I didn't even see it, mate. Yo, Marat with another big super chat there. Trying to get the Sorare stuff and I can't get it. It's too much info. Hopefully FC27 is good for both our Evo teams, Arsenal and Armenia. For me, if Evo content is good, the game will be good. Good night. Marat, thank you very much for the super chat, bro. And yeah, Sorare is quite complex. But when, like, once you get into learning it, it's that initial learning curve is quite steep, but then it's not. Like, once you've got through that initial phase, it's not like it keeps becoming more and more and more complex. Like, it does slow down a little bit. Donaldson. But thank you, man, for the generosity today, brother. That is much appreciated. And let's hope for Evos, man. My Arsenal Evo team next season is going to be delicious. I love the loyalty gift from Sorare this year. The 100 market credits, pretty good, isn't it? See, these players here, I'm like, I don't even really want to. I'll bid on him just in case I can get a token. Yeah, there you go. Give me that. Boom, 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 boom. Don't want to bid on him. So should we wait for the better leagues to get this rewards? If I've completed the mission where I receive a star card, is it a star card within the league or from all leagues? I don't think that's been spoken on, to be honest. I would be very, very, very surprised if it was a random star card. But you never know. If we go to the reward days here, where have I got it in contender? Can I claim the card this time? Yeah, still no available to pick. No player available to pick. Yamal for collecting Croatian League cards. Never. I've completed the SPFL League collection mission that gives 3-star cards as rewards and got an MLS in-season goalkeeper. Oh, interesting. Hold on, let me log out and log back in then to see if that fixes that thing. Let me close all of these off. Because somebody else said they logged out, logged back in when that had the issue of not getting the card thing. Because if that's the case, oh damn. That would be interesting. I wouldn't claim yours. Well, I'm going to claim that 3-star one just to see, ultimately. Because there's enough leagues out there for it to not be what it is, if you know what I mean. No player available to pick. It's interesting. Vinny lowered his demands and is renewing today, apparently. Vinny is renewing his contract today, apparently. Who's the source of this, Stills? Maybe because the league didn't start yet. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, same with crafting. Yeah, it's possible. We'll be trying to get some of the boosted cards. I don't think I will be, because I have a feeling they're the sort of cards that are going to be hyperinflated, like to the point where the value of what you can win is going to be far less than the value of what you spend to get the cards. Anyways, I'll be right back. Give me like 3 minutes. Every time our eyes meet. Oh, head up on last MLS streak. Going to sell them after this attempt. Looking to play it this weekend. Anyone suggest? Because I'm not sure on the Messi situation. I'd be very surprised if Messi played. You know, MLS is one of those leagues where they don't even have to finish top to have a chance of winning it all. So there's no point rushing him back, you know. Regarding Vinny, it's AS. Who's AS? Who is reporting that he wants to stay in as low as his expectation. They will resume contract talks next week when he comes back from vacation, according to a report. They are a Madrid newspaper, but are known for clickbait, etc. Generally considered a lower tier source. Okay. A Brazilian journalist, Diarios, who are reliable majority of the time, but sometimes hyperbolic with superstar players. It seems like Vinny wants to say. So how have we gone from David Ornstein just yesterday saying Arsenal were looking to do everything they can to get Vinicius Jr. to actually Vinny J is willing to lower his contract standards and expectations to stay at Real Madrid? I could understand it if they were saying they're willing to pay Vinny what he wanted to keep him because he's that important. But I can't imagine Vinny's like, oh, wait, Arsenal are interested in me and happy to pay me whatever I want. Do you know what, Real Madrid? I'll accept less now. That doesn't feel like, I'm not saying that's not the situation where that just doesn't feel like logic. That just doesn't feel like something somebody would do. Damn, another team wants to pay me loads of money. Let me stay here for less, baby. Let's go. Oh, go on then. 10 more quick spins, guys. This is your fault. This is all your fault. You're putting the pressure on me now. Clues. That's right. We've only got a little bit on clues. It's the golden spin. Don't give me clues on the golden spin. Just give me credits, EA. Not EA. Sorare. Give me... No. Oh, 100 essence. He makes 30 million a year. Yo, he'd be able to have a really big Sorare gallery. Going to be doing watch-alongs this season. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, like anytime entry. I don't know how I'm going to budget my time this year. But, you know, we're going to wake up. There's going to be football on, championship football, at like, 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. And the anytime entry is going to go all the way through until like 9 o'clock at night when those La Liga games kick off. Vinny is the only transfer I will literally only listen to Ornstein for. The amount of noise from both Arsenal and Madrid sides is going to be unbearable. Yeah, I suppose if Ornstein had posted today and said there's been a change in the situation with Vinicius Jr., he's willing to change his demands for Real Madrid or they're coming to a whatever, fair enough. But surely he's not going to post that yesterday if he's not really confident that there's a good chance there. When are you doing all your wheel spins? When crafting is open, like properly open, so that I can craft Premier League players with my All-Star Essence. Right, where am I? I was doing Scottish League. See, what I want to be able to do, guys, and I'm really disappointed that Sorare don't have something like this, because I want to go here, and then I just want to go limited cards for SPFL. I want to sort by, ending soon is fine. I want to put the price down here. And then I just want to have a little toggle that says remove cards that I already have in my gallery. So that way, all of these cards, it's like, okay, do I have Erminski? And for me to find out, I have to click 2 clicks. I don't have him. Okay, I can place bid. Confirm bid. And then I'm going to have to unlock. That's 4 clicks. That's 5 clicks, 6 clicks, 7 clicks, 8 clicks just to get him. And then if I go back, I've got to go back twice, 3. I had to click backwards 3 times just to get back here. That's over 12 clicks to put one bid on one player. I'm sorry, late to the stream. What's your plan? You're going to try and sell these limited cards in 2 weeks if/when you win them, or you're going to keep them and try and yield from them? Yeah, just going to keep them, try and yield from them, and then anything that I can craft throughout the entire season, I could just sell. Like, it's possible as well that, you know, when I claim the essence at limited level, let's say I win 1,000 essence, it's possible that I start building up a bank of rare essence to get some rare crafts to, like, sell them on instead. In all fairness, I think the situation of someone buying every single card was unanticipated by Sorare. Well, that's weak from them, isn't it? That is weak. No, dude, I don't want a pile of your trash for my insane Allison. Multi-screen it, not ideal. The problem with multi-screening, and this is where I was at actually, the problem with multi-screening is that you have to keep unlocking your wallet every time you do something. So if we go now for the Portuguese League, because I don't have many players from the Portuguese League, I can just open all of these. I haven't even started on these ones. And then I could be like, all right, let's go and find this guy. He's at £1.98. I place a bid. Cool. Place the bid. Cool. Now it's going to ask me to unlock the wallet. It's not the worst thing in the world. It is just it's just a frustrating process more than anything else. When can you craft the new cards? After the seasons have begun. Is it worth holding your tickets? Yeah, until after Essence downgrade happened. Well, the Essence downgrade, I believe, has already happened, right? I'm guessing this guy has left because this guy, Pio Vasco, he has got an insane amount of in-season one-offs that are no longer in the game. How do I see his, like, see cards, in-season, cards on sale? All of these cards are, well, he hasn't got an insane amount anymore, but all of them are, yeah, cards that have basically, like, been traded out that he's got the one-of where it's like, if you want it, he's got the only one. When the JPO and J League is out, can I craft them already or do I need to wait? Yeah, you'll need to wait until after the first game week has been played. My man gonna have to speed on each weekend to hit all deadlines. No, because there's no deadlines, right? It's anytime entry. That's the whole point. That's like literally like one of the biggest kind of value points of this strategy is the fact that it's anytime entry. There is no need to rush around. I will still play leaderboards, of course. What was he selling for? Like £8. Yeah. Yeah, I will still play leaderboards, of course, but I'll build the leaderboards up, you know, kind of like freely because I won't care or be stressed because there'll be like the bonuses and the extras. Have they just kind of brought this team in? Because most of these cards... Why is this guy worth a bit more than the rest? Neneka. Yeah, I mean, to hit every anytime entry game. Yeah, that, I mean, listen, it'll be part of the fun, won't it? Part of the fun will be trying to kind of strategize the games for the weekend. Is that his one of? No, 15 of. How's there no data for his past 14 sales unless he's just transferred clubs potentially? All teams of Portugal, apart from the big five, are new. Yeah. I no, I didn't mean that. I meant as in like, did they add like some more of the, because they haven't got all of them, have they? They haven't got like Braga, for example. And so the fact that there's just no sales data or anything for these players. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying because they're all zero L10s because they've not been tracked before on the scoring. Yeah, I get you. It'd be great to just watch almost all games after each game, move on to the next one. Yeah, it's going to be so much fun, isn't it? It's going to be so much fun. You don't have to be jealous. You can do it with me. I'm here for it, mate. I think League of Portugal would be great for streaks. Yeah, don't they have that first $3 to $6 in the second tier? Like, that's good, isn't it? That is the one downside of like Championship and Contender, SPFL, and J League, which I won't be playing anyway, is that you don't get cash until the third tier. See what I mean about the process just being boring? And do you know what the worst thing is as well? Like, these ones aren't too bad. Oh no, yeah, this one, for example, 1 hour 44 minutes on it. So it's like I sit here for like an hour or so bidding on all of these players. Then I've got to wait an hour or so to see which ones I've got and which ones I haven't. And then I've got to go back through and do this process again afterwards. If I'm correct, only SPFL Championship Contender in Asia doesn't have it. Yeah, that's right. That is right, yeah. Danny Borges. I hope you're going to stream those weeks. Oh, I will be. I will be. Jay. Man, wouldn't it be so awesome if we're like up in the top streaks on like multiple different leagues all at once over a weekend? Hit some big streaks up there. It'll just be so good. It'll be so fun. Are you going to play much Super Rare next season? Just Classic, just with my Arsenal stack. I'll just put the Arsenal collection. I might even try and sell the Arsenal players because I just have no, like, I just don't care for it. And it's like, if I could sell, for example, my entire Arsenal Super Rare collection for, I paid just over 10,000 for it. If I could sell it for like even 6,000 for the set combined, I could just put that 6,000 towards this process without having to deposit in again. Which would be obviously not like nice to not have to deposit again. But also I don't want to give those cards away because, you know, if I end up winning a classic Super Rare competition and I hit like, I don't know, an in-season Vinicius Jr. or Diamande or something, that will be worth as much, maybe even if not more, than me selling the set in the first place. What kind of videos do you post for Team Sweat members that are exclusive? I don't anymore. That's so old, that thing that I think you've just looked at. I don't. Don't become a member because there's no. I used to post drafts. That was the exclusive content. And they've added a few new transfer cards to FC26. They gave Marco Palestra only right mid and right wing, but he's a right back in real life. Fez? I don't think EA care, to be honest. That's already too much. That would do 1 tick. Is there much to win in Classic? Limited players this season? Yeah, there's loads to play, yeah, for sure. For Classic, your options are using a Classic card in season comps, which I do think could have a little bit of value. Alternatively, using Classic cards in the traditional arena, the 10-man arena, which I think there is a lot of value in. I actually think it's massively understated, and it's, again, one of those things this season. I wanted to do it last season, and I just didn't get around to it. Like, but there was a couple of you guys, and maybe some of you guys are in the stream that were doing it, but there was a couple of you guys that were farming like literally over like 100,000 essence a game week.
from just using your classic cards in all of the different classic arena comps, and then getting that essence. Obviously, you'd save some for re-entry, because to win that much essence, you're entering into 100, 200 lineups, and then you'd then use that essence to craft in-season cards and sell them on. And I really like that as a prospect of being able to utilize my quite extensive gallery at classic level and be able to utilize that to my advantage in all of those competitions, where I could then pick up, like, imagine if I could just pick up thousands of rare essence a game week and start crafting rare cards and selling them off. So there's that. And then you've got the traditional classic competitions, where you're just playing for like essence or cards. That guy's quite expensive, wasn't he? So there's a lot to do basically with classic. Why have Vitor Guimaraes? They've got some of the better players. They're one of the better teams, aren't they? See, these are one of the teams where you'll be able to get like some really good early level streaks. If they're playing like some of the bottom teams, you'll be able to like farm off of these kind of guys quite a lot, which is probably why their prices are a bit spenny compared to I didn't want to bid on that one. Why their prices are a bit spenny compared to Croatian League and SPFL and stuff. So you're buying every player from every league, or only some leagues? Yeah, every league. Well, not J League. I'm not doing J League. But otherwise, every single league, yeah. Guimaraes aren't that good. How come they've got like 3 or 4 players that are like high price then? Are they just good players that score well in a team that maybe doesn't do very well? They don't have to be a good team either. We play J League or just not buy. Yeah, I won't play at all. Mostly just because of the time. They're a bit earlier on the kickoffs. That one's ended. And I feel like that's one of the leagues, same as MLS. Like, I don't think I'll do MLS next season for Sorare 27. I might do MLS at the end of the complete end of like the Premier League season and stuff. But I wish I didn't. I wish I only got into MLS now, because the prices are so cheap now that I just feel like you could actually have a fun time whilst all the other football's off. And because of the timings, like last night, again, this is the second week in a row for me where I've put my MLS lineups in from the first game. I've hit the streak and I've been asleep by the time the next game's come, so that I've missed the opportunity of going up through the next streak in set, of course, not in MLS 26. And then last night, the same. I put my first lineup in and I hit that 5 gem target. And then after that, I had insane players for the next one, but I was just asleep before the games kicked off. And with any time entry and like the way that you're going to take advantage of it, I just don't think buying MLS is going to be right for me next season, until there's no other football on and I just want to get involved from a purely entertainment point of view rather than a kind of ROI point of view. This guy looks like he could be a bit. Trade or buy now? Why is there no listings? You have to think about the weather with MLS as well. So you look at a team last night with Orlando as your earlier kickoff and they delayed, would mess the whole thing up. Yeah, it would. My aim, guys, is by the end of today to have pretty much, to have around 80% of Portuguese, SPFL, Croatian, and Austrian 2 like done. Because once I've got the bulk of the teams filled out, it becomes really easy to go through each individual team and kind of see who I'm missing and decide if I want to put a bid on them or not, and then move to the next one. And then I'm happy to wait at that point as well for prices to adjust for the rest of it. But when, like, because I only started doing this not yesterday but the evening before, I'm having to pick up cards on 4 whole leagues, and that's it's a lot of work. And I put work in inverted commas because, of course, it's not work, but it's very time consuming. By the way, I try and focus on goalkeepers. I think they're likely to get more expensive, for example, because in Scotland there's only 10 of them. Yeah, I mean, I get it, Pierre. I do have most goalkeepers for most teams. The reason why I'm not overly fussed on goalkeepers is because so long as I've got enough, that's enough. And if I haven't, I can just get a classic. Who is this guy? Matthews. So why is this Matthews Mendes guy nice and expensive? What's up, Aiden? How you doing, man? Isn't it work since you're streaming? Yeah, but also, nah, you know. I also don't need, even though I do want one of everything, Pierre, I don't need one of everything immediately. Like, you know, those early streaks, I would like to think that the lesser teams could carry me through, allow the kind of market to settle, and then I can pick up the other players when it makes more sense for me. Why buy every limited card? I just think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to allow me to strategize much better, because I won't be sitting there saying, should I use him or should I go and buy him? And then when I go and look at buying him, his price is 3 times the amount it was 2 days, because everybody's looking at buying the same player for the same easy fixture that they've got and stuff. And then when I win something, if I craft the player or if I win a player, I don't have to consider, should I keep them for a rainy day or should I sell them, because I will already have them. So at that point, I will just sell them and return the kind of money back off of that. And so I didn't want to bid again on him. That's like 3 times I've done that because I'm talking at the same time. And then when it comes to anytime entry streaks, because with anytime entry, we get to see the lineups first, I'll never be sitting there saying, God, I hope I don't get a DMP. Oh, there's my weekend ruined. And I'll be sitting there saying, wait, who's in a team? You know, what's this guy called? 2AZ? More like too easy, because I've got him already and guaranteed to start him up. Boom. Also, when you've got everybody, guess what you can do? You can play best matchups all the time, every time. I think it's, listen, it's stupid. Okay? I don't suggest anybody to do it. It is stupid. But it's going to be a lot of fun. It's just going to be a lot of fun. I never got an OT saying free spin available, but I can't see it. Where is the wheel? I don't know how to get it on the web, on the mobile app. On the website, it's just in the top right of the screen. Will you vault some after a while once you know if they're in the reserves or youth team? I don't think so. Just because I don't like the vault. I don't think it offers the value that we kind of were convinced that it would be offering when they introduced it. I don't like the fact that they're now making it even more expensive year on year to maintain at that 20% ratio. I don't like the fact that it doesn't offer streaks rewards. So no, I won't be. And I don't like the fact that there's no like kill switch for unvaulting everything. You know, 1 card per 2 weeks is like that. Like that's like, I get it. They don't want people to vault players for a few weeks and then unvault them and be dipping in and out. I understand that they wanted to use the vault as kind of like a burn mechanism, but I also think that, yeah, if there was like a every 6 months or every 12 months, you could have like an unvault all button, I'd probably vault more. Vaulting limited is almost worth it now that the focus on streaks. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Why is this goalkeeper so expensive? Is he like very, very good? See, this is the kind of goalkeeper that I don't want to buy for the start. Like, I just have a feeling he'll be half this price in like 2 weeks' time. I'm only doing the best 4 teams from Croatia this year. Last year I played Prem, Eredivisie, Contender and Challenger, and it was a mistake. Yeah, I think if you don't have like a huge amount of time, which I, being a content creator, I get the luxury of having a lot of time at my PC and a lot of time at my desk and a lot of time for things that other people would consider a luxury time, whereas me, I can consider it work time. If you don't have a lot of time, I think focusing on 1 or 2 leagues is a really smart play, because you'll be able to extract more value out of it than focusing on the thought process is, if I've got cards in like 10 different leagues, I can hit 10 different streaks a week and I'll just rake it in. But the reality of the situation is, ain't nobody got time for that. I don't even know if I've got time for this, what I'm doing. Famalicão is like 4th, 5th best team in the league. Okay. So basically when they're not playing Braga, Porto, Sporting and Benfica, they're expected favourites in the games that they're playing. They also play the first game, so people are buying them to get the streaks going. Yeah, I won't be doing that then. I'll be using the other team that they're playing against to. I don't know if I've got enough of, like, here's the thing, like this Paulo Moreira guy. If we pick him up for a couple of quid and he starts, or this Gustavo Sá guy, okay, he's like 20 quid. I won't be buying him. Not yet, anyway. If we get one of these guys and they're kind of like the £3 or £4 guys and they start, we can pop them in, right? So let me get it right. Yeah, these are quite heavily inflated, though. Hey, big spender. Oh, that's me. They play Estoril first game. Yeah, so my Estoril stack is going to come in clutch. Because keep in mind, you need 320 points. It's not like you need 400 points to kick things off. Do you know what I mean? It's not like you got like some crazy entry point to even get onto the streaks board. You're there already. You just got to get that first points total. It's going to be your full-time job to make your team in anytime entry in all league. It's going to be great, isn't it? And there are going to be times where I'm out with the kids or something and I just can't put the lineups in, and I can maybe preset some lineups, or it might be more beneficial to like ignore them and stuff. But yeah, there's going to be some moments where I just don't have the ability, the opportunity, or the time to put the lineups in. And it's going to feel like a loss, but we got to work it in. Someone put feedback about the vault, and there should be an amnesty to unvault everything as the conditions have changed significantly into what they initially said. Needless to say, I got a lot of likes. That's good. Hopefully then they do give people that opportunity. The reason why I don't think they will is because people have taken advantage of the vault for a year, and then they get to get all their players back. I can't imagine that they'd be too keen on doing that. I think they should, but I don't think they will. Jesus Christ, this team's got loads of players. Also a bigger prize pool than the competitions they have released so far. What's that for? I mean, just having 5 starters is already 200 points, a clean sheet and 1 decisive, and you cleared the first sheet. Yeah, that's what I mean. And that's the thing, like, even with one of the bad teams, you don't need much. And if you put a classic player in from one of the other, I don't know if I've got any classics from the Portuguese league. I probably don't, outside of the big 3. Maybe the odd player from Braga. But even listen, if I put... Here's the kind of, like, not the conundrum per se, but here's the consideration. I play Estoril and I get them super cheap because they're expected to do shit, and I hit that first streak. Brilliant. I play Estoril and I miss that first streak. What have I lost out on? I've lost out on hitting the first streak by overpaying for Famalicão players. Is that really worth the step on the leaderboard to overpay massively with players to hit the first streak? I don't think it's worth it. So I think either way, unless I can get those the Famalicão players for the very good prices, I don't think... I think I'd gladly play with the lower team and miss the streak than I would with the higher team overpaid hitting the streak. League of Portugal is paying out 3,000 for the first 4 match days compared to the other leagues paying out 1,500. Oh yeah, the top prize. Yeah. The prize board is different. Yeah. David Grillo. Why have these guys got 4 goalkeepers? Is he a goalkeeper too? Why have these guys got 5 goalkeepers? What the hell? Nee. Are these like one of the better teams as well? Estrella? What the hella? Under my umbrella. Ella. They play 2 goalkeepers at the same time? Damn. What a tactic. I don't know why other teams haven't thought about that, to be fair. Hold on. I'm going to say this, and there's going to be an obvious answer to this, but I'm going to ask a question anyway. You know how like teams can play 5-4-1, 4-4-2, 3-5-2? Is it against the rules to have 2 goalkeepers? I'm just saying. How about we just play a little 4-4-1 and have 2 goalkeepers in? We can start 2, but only one can have gloves on. Is that the rule, is it? Only one with gloves. Is that Otavio from... no, it's not, because he's a defender, and the other Otavio is a midfielder. Chernev. This is Otavio. This is Otavio. Zvonarek. That Otavio is going to Frankfurt for 4.5 million. Nice. I'll have a Bundesliga player. That's the funny thing about the transfer stuff. Obviously, if they're going to a league that's not being scored, that would be pain. Or if they're going to a team where they're not really going to play, that would be pain. And he might be going to a team where he wouldn't be played. But a lot of the transfers where people are like, no, don't buy him. He's leaving. Yeah, that's cool. I would, if he left and then went to the other team and then it got to me buying cards for the other team, I would buy him for that team. so either way, I'm buying him. Doesn't matter which team he's on. And in fact, I'll probably, if I buy him on this team and then he moves team, I'm going to have to buy him on the other team as well. I'm going to have the Frankfurt version as well. If you think about it, the attacking team would never be offside, right, with 2 goalkeepers. Maybe you've just figured out why teams don't play 2 goalkeepers. That's the real reason. Van Hooijdonk. That's a name I haven't heard in many, many years. Do you guys remember Pierre Van Hooijdonk? What a guy. You're going to be like, that's his son, by the way, NepentheZ. And his son's like almost 30, and that's just going to show my age. You can keep him on this one until you fill the collection and then open on his new team. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the transfer opportunities of doing that sort of stuff. Never be streaming SE at all the rest of the game. So I will once we have access to, like, you know, the preseason content that we're going to be able to play for FC 27. That'd be quite fun to do. Oh, speaking of FC, I do want to do my penalty shootout today to get the daily. Those of you that are playing FC, were you able to bank a daily play? Because I didn't play on Friday. And once I played the penalty shootout on Friday, I got the day 1 and day 2. Sorry, I didn't play on Thursday when the daily play stuff came out. But on Saturday when I did the penalty shootout, I got the day 1 and the day 2 came through together at the same time, like after 2 separate games. And I wondered if like you almost like can bank one or reserve one. That is his son. Yeah, I know. Yes, I got 200. Okay, that's fun. That's interesting. All right, where are we at? Casapia. Mate, the goalkeepers. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I've got credit applied, which means I missed out on some of the other Donny boys that I was trying to buy. It's again, we've got 2 goalkeepers that are expensive. Is that again because nobody knows who the hell's playing? I didn't mean to click that bid there. Never mind. Revealing all these cards is going to be a pain. I don't know that I'll reveal half of them, mate. Auction has just ended. The ones that I use, I'll reveal as I use them, I think. You know, it's not like I'm going to need the special editions for collection score or anything, because my collection score is going to be maxed out on everyone. Secaire is quite good, but Andre Gomez just joined them from Benfica. Ah, I see. Boom, boom. Is it worth evoing the World Tour Silver Superstar cards now? Nah, like, you know, that's why they're allowing us to do it now, isn't it? Because it's like, it just doesn't matter anymore. I found it stupid. I got it at the start. Because, you know, people were creating these like Rude Hullets that were insane, better than his in-game versions. But they should have released, as soon as you was able to start, you know, when we got that player pick between Henry and Vieira, and people were picking one to Evo them. At that point, it's like, right, EA, people can already Evo now, like, base icons. Let's open up the World Tour Silver Superstar icons. I don't know why they were so stingy on it. Bam. For the teams that haven't got any bids on anyone or any players at all, it becomes a lot easier to just go to the market and do it from that page. See, man, they're always stingy. They are. Secaire is way too good to play. You think you make a transfer? That's cool. I don't mind having both of them then. I don't like the whole, I say I don't mind having both of them as if that's not part of the strategy in the first place. But yeah, like a big part of the strategy is having players as well that, again, there's going to be some players where I'm expecting to have good scores from them and then they transfer and it just stinks. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of players where I've picked them up for like £1, £2 or whatever. And then they're going to transfer somewhere and be absolute beasts. So Sporting, no one. Gil Vicente, Porto, Moreirense, Estoril, and Benfica. So what we're going to do is open up the market. Primeira Liga, Limited, Team. We're going to go, let's start with Porto, I guess. Yeah, see, for Porto, he's the only player that has got the opportunity to put a low bid on. I just don't know if it's worthwhile getting Porto, Sporting, or Benfica for a while, you know? Like, Pepe at 20 odd quid, is that good? Bednarek at 50 quid, that just seems crazy. Would you like to see Sorare bring packs to pro mode? As rewards, yes. As market opportunities, no. Do you think they will release increased limit of tokens per week? No. You could get their Strela Keeper yesterday morning for less than €3. Now he's up at over 10. Is that right? So for me, what is that? Porto done. I wonder why it doesn't show all of the things there. Obviously, I'm going to want Sporting, Porto, and Benfica. I just feel like they're the teams that maybe I should wait a week or two. All right, let's have a look at Benfica. Yeah, they are much lower for the prices, aren't they? See, even Pavlidis at like £60, Schlöderup at £60. Like, I just feel like they will be £40 or £30 in a couple of weeks. Once crafting's open, I feel like those player prices are going to come down a lot. So what do we got? Estoril. This is where we want to rip this down to here and then just pop these bids on. See that whole, like this, when I click on confirm bid, I don't need to see this. It's unnecessary. Just let me click confirm and then take me back to the market page. Fabrizio Garcia. The Benfica rookie prices are insane. It's because they give a bit of a bonus on the collection score, don't they? So people like overpay a little bit to not have to buy another card in the first place. Think of the dev who put this heart and soul into the highest bidder screen. Yeah, screw that guy. Is this the guy that's... I'm going to have to go back to him. Oh, Ferro. He's a good good defender, Ferro, isn't he? Right, this guy. Yeah, I don't think it was ever €3. He was 5 and he's up to 10. It is interesting to see though, like, is it worth buying him at 10? Or is it one of those cases where it's like he'll be €6 or €7 in a week's time? And do I need him? I kind of, well, if I want to play that first streak, I guess so. We'll keep bidding up to about £8 or £9. There you go, we'll keep it there. And then for Ferro, I swear he used to score big. Yeah, he did. Mate, he has a lot of time off though, doesn't he? Fair play. Ferro play. I don't think I'll buy him at that price right now. So that is Estoril taken care of. Then we've got Moreirense. That's the thing I love about the Belgian clubs, is they're just really easy to say their names. You could check if you have the players to field in another contender lineup tonight. I've got some. Oops, wrong letters. I'm going to bid on all of these bad boys. It's one of those things where I say, I'd love to say it's Sorare, and maybe they're watching now. And if you are watching now, Sorare, can I just explain to you, like, the process of doing things on the site right now is just a lot of clicks. Everything requires like 2 or 3 or 4 more clicks than I feel like it should. And if you're not watching, then I wish Sorare would play their own game and be like, let's try and buy a whole team and see what the process is like and see how we can refine it and improve it. And then we need a Gil Vicente. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it is. It really is. PSG want 170 million for Barcola. That's crazy, isn't it? He's just not worth that. Gilles Martins, Mohamed, la 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 bamba. La 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 bamba, spaghetti and meatballs and my big bala la bamba. Gonçalo Maya. Why are you buying literally everyone? For example, Academico, Visu, Estrella, and those teams will not do anything, dude. Then no stress, right? Then no stress. I am buying everyone for collection missions. Yeah, collection missions and wheel spins, baby. Give me those goddamn wheel spins. That's what I'm really here for, man. I'm just here for the wheel spins, baby. All right, last tick. Oh, not doing him with that. Not doing him with that. Right. 652. I've done about 50 wheel spins today, maybe even 60. I've got to a point now where the gallery of the teams that we're working on. So for the I'll tell you what, better way to see how far in I am for each one. So for contender, ready. Can I claim this yet? Nope. I've got 284 out of the 305 that it wants me to get. And then from the Bundesliga, Austrian Bundesliga, I'm at 185. So I'm just over halfway for the Austrian Bundesliga. So a long way to go there. But I haven't started on a few teams. And then for the Portuguese league, obviously it's very low right now. Collect players, we're just at 38. But we should pick up probably about, what, 100 players, 120 players from what I've just bid on, which will put us about halfway there. And then for the SPFL, we are at 94 players. So about a third of the way there. Have you tracked how much each team was? Nah, what I'm doing is just seeing how much I spend, basically. I started with £8,200 in my wallet. I'm now at £6,500, so we're £1,700 in so far. We've got bids on, what, probably like 200 players. I'd say out of the 4 leagues, we're around 50-ish%, 60-ish% complete for the whole thing. And I've got a lot of the big players from some of them, but I haven't really bought the big teams just yet. So, yeah, I think obviously it's going to get more expensive for Premier League, La Liga, etc. I don't expect the prices to go too crazy for Eredivisie. Not really. You know, there's loads of terrible teams there. Jupiler Pro League the same, Bundesliga 2 the same, League 2 the same, J-League I won't be doing, English Championship the same. I think the budget that I've got in the wallet right now should be roughly close to being good enough to buy everything other than the major 4 leagues. And then it's just how much are they going to cost? And again, it's not something that I'm rushing to do, right? I'm not going out of my way to overspend on these one-offs or top 10 or first 10 or whatever. It'll be me buying it when it makes sense, right? Is the plan to continue this across every league? Yes. Guess with your classic gallery, it won't make a difference to having to buy multiple of the big hitters for streaks is such a pain. Card locked out or cancelled in failed targets is grim. I thought they revisited that for streaks, the card being locked out. 20k for all. I think it'll be, yeah, somewhere around there. Maybe up towards 25, but yeah, somewhere around there. They did on color. Yeah, they did on colors. I'm hoping that they do. Otherwise, it's locked for streaks now. Yeah, that's a bit of a pain. That's a bit of a pain. Right, we'll do another little run through to best 5 clue. 1 country clue. 200 essence. I just don't want the clues, man. You clues, you lose, you know. Right, come on. Give me some market credits. Market credits. 5 highest rank clue. Isn't that the good one? Yeah, I'm up to 26 there now. Yeah, you have a limitation on clues, yeah. Which is why it's not smart. Like, for me now, it's like there's no good reason to spin the wheel. Hope they carry on the 100 for a player score gets gems. Hopefully add it to streaks. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if you got like 100 essence if a player scored 100 points? Yeah, except for the thrill. Exactly. The thrill is where it's at. So we'll end today. Wait, I think it's my MLS essence that comes now, isn't it? Yes. Oh, do you know what I'll do? I will do 2 crafts because then I'll get rid of that. Or maybe I'll do 1 craft and then I can use the MLS essence in what's it, Madude? I'm a thingy-bob. 1 star guaranteed. Oh, yeah, baby. Highest rank 3 star. Wait, what? Oh, wait, 1 guaranteed key. Oh, the key is the 3 star. Is that Chupo Moting? Is that going to be like, what's the goalkeeper? MLS Canada, probably the left back. Yeah, Crepo. Yeah, Crepo and St. Clair. Is that Mbokazi? Mbokanzi. Is he good? Is he worth it? Nashville defender, South Africa. Mbokanzi got hurt. 3 stars. How badly did he get hurt? Cameroon is probably Tolo. Chicago. Smasher for Chicago on his day. Oh, it's Long Wayne. Oh, it was Nuhu. Damn, man. I was going to go there as well. I really was. Just give me 200 essence back, to be fair. So now, yeah, see, MLS essence. So this has to be, right, a guaranteed MLS card, doesn't it? So I don't need to reveal league. Because I know that they're all MLS. No, see, how can this be? How can it be 1,000 MLS essence, but give me 4 K-League cards? How is that possible? Highest rank first? No, I mean, I'm going to get so many of these clues, it doesn't really matter. Highest rank revealed, 2 star. Yeah, how can I get K-League players in 1,000 MLS essence? It uses the oldest 1,000 essence at the percent of the total essence you have. So these are coming in from All-Star then, are they? Okay, I see. Boom. Thierry Henry, let's go. Hollingshead, I've got plenty of him, but wouldn't have been bad. Shut. I'm just going to get my 200 essence back. Now we can run another run through of some wheel spins. Wheel spin. 4 highest rank clues. Some essence. Hey, market credits at last. Let's go. 10 country clues, damn. That one, thank you very much for the tier 1, brother. Welcome to the team, mate. Could have just given me £15 market creds, couldn't you? You stingy bastards. Sorry for swearing. We'll see if we're maxed out on clues after this. It's giving me way too many clues again now, though. Not enough essence or creds. It's faster to press space after the spin. Oh, is it? Oh, look at that. Right close to it again. Where are we? Okay, we've got a little bit of leeway there. We'll do one more set. Oh, yeah, 100, yeah. Damn. It's cheat code as well. Two highest rank clues. Two competition clues. 4 country clues. I think that's both of those maxed out. And then, come on. Market credits. Damn, man. Damn. Remember the first wheel was so many credits, I had to fix it. Yeah, it was crazy, that first wheel. Yeah, 50, 43, 45, and 26. We're Gucci there. We are Gucci. You've almost reached a 50,000 XP limit. Ugh, still got like loads of space, man. What are you talking about? Never, mate, haven't turned in for a while since I stopped playing FIFA. Do you think FIFA will ever make a true comeback? Not to the glory days. Not to the glory days. Let's say you have 1,000,000 K-League essence and 1,000 K-League essence and 1,000 MLS essence, where MLS is oldest. First, it will use the MLS essence on a craft where it's 50% MLS and 50% K-League. Then it will use 1,000 K-League essence where 100% is K-League because you no longer have MLS essence. That sucks though, doesn't it? Because that means like you've got a diluted MLS pool. And then, so what you want is the other way around, really, don't you? You want to claim your K-League essence first, then your MLS essence, have some MLS players mixed in with your K-League players, and then get guaranteed MLS from there. Will you stream GTA 6 eventually? Yeah, I will. Right, guys, that is going to be it for me for today. Nearly 4 hours again. We'll see where we're at tomorrow. Obviously, we get the Eredivisie tomorrow. And so we'll start working on those teams straight away. I would like to hope that by this evening, I'm at about 80 to 90% done with all of these leagues. I'm not going to overpay for the stars or icons, but I'd like to hope I've got all of the fodder players and some of the roster player or key players or whatever they're called. You know, most of the keys and rosters, and just be basically as done as I can be, so that I just know where I'm at with it. It will be nice. The other way around is better indeed. What I did last season is if I had the first MLS streaks, I'd wait to claim until after rewards, so there was always MLS. So I always had a decent share of MLSF from last. Yeah, that's smart. That is. I'll see you guys again tomorrow, same sort of time, about 10 a.m. again for another good. Actually, do you know what? Tomorrow will be. I'll come live a bit later tomorrow actually, because we'll be around for the Eredivisie drop. But yeah, for today, thank you guys for all the support. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching and chilling, and I will see you next time.